How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a live stream from the comforts of an Airbnb. I'm going to give the stream here a minute to sort of level out, make sure everybody's got a good connection. Maybe give me a 1 in chat if everything is good, if you can hear me, if you can see me, all that good stuff. And give me a 2 if you just think everything could just be a little bit better. And we'll go ahead and probably ignore those. Happy Friday to everybody. I was this close to just being like, no, I'm just going to go to bed. So tired. But I ordered some pizza and I got energized. It probably doesn't sound like I'm energized, but oh, good. We got a lot of ones in the chat. That's awesome. That's not so awesome. Stay tuned to the vlogs. That was a hell of a moment. But anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm gonna get to some shout outs here in a minute. Just making sure everybody's getting in. We got 258 people in here already. Jeepers creepers. It's like it's Friday night or something. I hope you are all doing absolutely fantastic. Let's go with some hellos here, I guess. Let's start off with that. I'm just going to start at the top of the list as opposed to scrolling back. So I see there was a lot of people here already. But hello to Deborah Knapp. See you in the chat. Hello, my darling. Dark Soul is here. Francisco is here. Carrie McLaren. Shiny Nickel Blades. Dave Fest is trying to be funny. He's typing numbers I didn't ask for, but it's still a fun time depending on who you ask. Michelle Redfelt is here. Michelle M is here. Daniel Ellington. Amber's in the chat. Amber has departed. Sad day. For those that don't know, make sure you check out her video for an update on that situation. Just Cameron in his Jeep is here. Joanne Turner. Jeff Vardy. He was in here trying to make people laugh earlier. How you doing, Jeff? Don't kiss everybody. It's a good way to get mono, my man. Oh, I finally bloody made it, says Ashley Lamborghini. There she is. She's been busy down in Tulum, hanging out with her crew. Bill Boyer is here. How you doing, sir? Bill from old Denver. Lori, how are you from Soyuz? I just departed that area. Well, more or less. The Kootenays. Michael Ives is here. Christine King. Hello, hello. Truth Seeker OG. All the way from Belgium. Hello, all the way from, excuse me, that was rude. Calgary, Alberta. How are you? Jackie Lucky Angel is here. April Anderson. Lisa. How you doing, Lisa? Lisa Olin. Axel Arigato is here. Ovan Gal, Nancy Shad, Wayne Hill, Sheila Kane, Martina, otherwise known as Martina. Wow. I found this today at the liquor store, like because I'm a child. Well, not literally, because you still have to be of legal drinking age. But it's a Jack Daniel's pre-mixed can with actual Coca-Cola. Apparently, it gives me a lot of gas. I have a cold, but it's my birthday. Thanks, Matthew. Can I get some birthday shout outs and well wishes to Relevant Traveler? That would be awesome, you guys. Happy birthday to you. Tracy K is here. Linda is here. Selena Cox. Catio. That sounds like the start of a song. Like Ocasio. That's what I'm thinking. Casio. Who's that sings that? I know that guy. Anyways. Slipping my mind. Paulette is here all the way from a land down under. Scott Miguel's, Jane Moss, Rocking Horse Exploration and Paranormal from Wisconsin. Hello, hello. David M is here. Katrina from Kingston. Katrina is a very fancy way of spelling Katrina is what it seems like. Doreen Musgrave is here. Marsha Fiskin, hello, hello, the California Explorers, and I'm already way behind, so I'm going to take 2 fingers and scroll to the bottom, so we're all caught up, everybody. We're way behind, but thank you all for throwing those birthday wishes into the chat for Relevant Traveler. That was very kind of everybody, but I expect nothing less from this amazing community. All right, so who else we got here? We got Carrie McLaren. I believe I already said hi to you. You've been here for a while, though. Lynn Valenti, Bud's Backroads is here. We got Donna Brown. Is that Cletust? 2 from Ohio, Pequot, Ohio. Nailed it. Hi, Matt from what's with all these Ipperwash Beach, Ontario. Love your van makeover. Thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate that. I'm here from New Mexico. That's Deborah Knapp. It's probably a little bit warmer where she is. What's going on with the weather? Why is BC beautiful? Which I mean, it usually is. Don't get me wrong. But Alberta's disgusting right now. Unbelievable. Matthew is in the house tonight. I am in the house tonight. I am very comfy and cozy, tucked away. All to myself. Oi, Wolves inside the UK. Hello, you two. Lovely to see you here. Must be getting late over there, just across the pond. Oh, how's Lucky coming along? Well, I don't know. Have you been watching the videos? Don't you know? Like he's coming along really well. I'm actually really excited. I'm glad I decided to do this whole remake. Hang on, I got to push the table that you're on out so I can sit up a bit. I can't stay in this loungy teenager position much longer. My back will never let me hear the end of it. But yeah, like he's coming along great. I'm at a point now in the build where it's a lot slower going than the bed. The bed was like big and bulky, and I knew exactly how I wanted it to go, and not too many moving parts aside from those drawers, right? So that came together a lot faster than what I'm doing now. But in the interest of spoilers, we won't talk exactly about what I'm doing now, and that you will find out next week, more or less. Borealis Knights is here. I did see him sneak in from Red Deer. Hello, sir. Hope you. That's not a thumbs up, stupid freaking. Come on. AI is going to destroy the planet. Janet Negrillo. Hello, hello. Who else we got here? Pamela Cover? Probably Cover. Maybe it's Cover. I don't know. Hello, how are you? Van Moose is here as well. Penny is not here, obviously. Penny is living in the lap of luxury. She's probably being nabbed out of the basement by my father and placed into my mother's arms as we speak, would be my guess. Nancy Simpkins from Connecticut, USA is here. Who else do we got? Oh, there's Adina. Adina, I saw you come in earlier. Sorry I didn't say hi to you. It took me far too long to say hello to you. And we got Tracy as well. Hi, Mafu. Okay, enough with that. Sheila Kane says, Lucky is looking good. Thank you so much. Lucky is definitely coming along. That is for sure. Kim Jones is in the house. Hello, my dear. Always nice to see you. Love the van build. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, and I'm glad you're enjoying watching. Not much has changed. Kevin is still late. Always. But that's because Kevin is... He's already occupied. He's busy with a lady friend. Please get yourself a carpenter square for your build if you're still cutting wood. Yeah, that was my issue with the first build, and I did have a triangle or whatever. I don't know what happened to it. It was a little blue one. But I remember Mike convinced me to get it, and I got it. And it did help with the final things, but I'm fine with things being a little jank. It gives everything character. I don't know. I think one thing I was thinking about this on the drive today. One thing I may one venture I may go down this time is actually staining some wood that will be like for the forward facing cabinet doors that I plan on building and whatnot, just to have a little bit of a look that sort of contrasts against the white that I'm doing. Like for that board that was at the foot of the bed, there's going to be another one on the cabinetry that's coming up. Hey, Benjamin Kelly just became a Patreon member. Thank you so much, Benjamin. If you're on the live stream, welcome to my Patreon. Francisco, as a sorry from me, sorry I've been away so long. We have missed you around here, sir. I hope everything's okay, whether you be in Alaska or Chicago. But welcome back. Always glad to have you around here, sir. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate it. Hello from snowy Michigan. Hello, Kathy. Good evening, sir. From Jane Wayne, Chickfort on Wheels. There's Andrea. Yeah, Andrea's been on a tear watching all of the old van build videos. I feel like a lot of people have been going back and watching the original van build videos, which I understand, especially if they haven't seen them before. But even people that have, like Andrea, are finding some entertainment value there, which is pretty cool. She says, I've been watching the original builds for the past couple of weeks, and it's been great fun to watch the build. And then a couple hours later, I watch it get torn out. There you go. That's the entire life of that first build. Yukon Sunshine says, no 10-hour St. Patty's Day live. No. I think I made a comment in a video, or maybe it's probably coming up. I don't know, but I'm still recovering from that live stream. I was actually with my little girl on St. Patrick's Day. We were in a hotel. We were hanging out with Amber. Well, kind of. Amber was working for the most part. But yeah, I had her on the weekend, and I decided to just say, nay, no live stream. Going to enjoy doing things. Not that I don't enjoy doing live streams, but it wasn't the time. I was in dad mode for sure. Deborah Mathis. Matthew, I get so much enjoyment from your videos. Can't wait to see how it turns out. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, hello, Deborah, and thank you very much for that very generous super chat. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you are enjoying the little journey I'm going on with Building Lucky 2.0. I'm having a lot of fun. That's for darn sure. If not, I mean, it's throwing like the routine out of whack a little bit being in BC as long as Lucky has been, and it is starting to feel a little bit weird not being in the van, but we will get there, and it's going to be a really, really nice summer, I think, for sure. Danielle, my apologies. You don't look like a Daniel. You look like a Danielle. Hey, Matt, I'm a big fan. Watch all the time. Lots. I watch lots from Ontario, Canada. Well, thank you very much, Danielle. Sorry, I tend to stumble over my words. I'm just overwhelmed. Hey, Carrie Jean, how you doing? You've been here for a while. Sorry I didn't say hi to you. My apologies. My apologies. To help stock your fridge with the new Jack Daniels beer. Thank you very much, Kim Jones. Very kind of you with that super chat. Always looking out for me. You always send money for the rum fund, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, these aren't bad. They're a little bit better than the regular non-Coca-Cola ones, but it's still a premixed can. It'll do. I've got beer in the fridge for later, though. It just depends on how long we take this party. But Kim Jones, thank you very much for that very, very generous super chat, my dear. Bonnie is here from, I'm assuming, North Carolina, as well as Tammy Smith from Leesburg, Georgia. Love your videos. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say. I appreciate that. And thank you for joining the live stream. How up to date are the videos, says James. That's a great question, James. They are roughly a week behind right now. I mean, that's the problem with having a video come out almost every bloody day of the work week, right? Monday to Friday is usually my goal. If I can't get a video out on Friday, I do what I'm doing right now. But yeah, they're about a week behind, I would say. I'm back. Was kicked out. Mama Ree, we missed you. I'm glad you're back. Renee May is also there. I also missed saying hi to you. I apologize, Renee. I hope you're doing well, and I'm excited to meet you in person this summer. Mr. Red Tacos is here. The videos are awesome, bud. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir. You must be so used to inside plumbing unless you're just peeing in your parents' backyard this whole time. Funny story. I did get used to that, Jeff. Yes. And then the toilet downstairs where I sleep in my parents' house is actually, let's just say, on the fritz. And it's one of those weird, like Sanipro toilets. I don't know if anybody's, basically it's called an upflow toilet. So you can't just plunge the problem away. And so it's completely out of commission right now. So my bottle has been brought into the house. The experiences are paying off in spades. Hey, my upside down brother. I'm missing Canada. Hashtag sad day, but so glad to be driving on the correct side of the road again. This should cover the pizza. It really does. Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad you made it back safe and sound. It was awesome to get to hang out with you, as brief as it was there in Field, BC. You guys will see what I'm talking about in Monday's video. But also, dude, from going back to our conversation about gasoline that we were talking about in terms of the octane levels, I looked into it, and it's actually, you guys use a completely different system. Kind of think metric versus imperial, I guess. And that's why you were seeing the different, it's not actually worse. Our 87 is equal to your whatever is your lowest number. I thought that was interesting. Our little conversation sparked my Google curiosity. Excuse me. I'm telling you right now, it's Kim Jones's fault because I'm going to keep drinking this, and it's making me also. It might also be the copious amounts of pizza that I just consumed. But Alan Laverne, sir, I am building my own van, build out of a Ram ProMaster high top. Lucky, and it's going good. But I run into setbacks along the way, and I have to step back and take a breather. And your channel does the trick. Alan, that's very kind of you to say, sir. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I have definitely been where you are, especially when I was building Lucky the very first time. Going and watching other people do their thing, or just finding a way to sort of distract myself and keep it all within the realm of what I'm doing is always very helpful. So I'm very flattered that I am now that for somebody else. And good luck on your build, man. You've got an impressive van there. You've got a lot more work than me, I think, because you got more square footage with it being a high top and everything. But that's awesome. Stick with it, but don't get overwhelmed. Take those breaks, man. Sounds like you're on the right path. Thank you again, Alan. I appreciate that. This is a bunch of bullshit right here. I always want to send a super chat, but after seeing everyone's amount, I'm like, all right, I have $1. It's because she spends all of her time in Mexico and no time working. That's what she does. She's just down there taking all these pictures of her food and stuff. Girl, get back to work. Just kidding. Love having you here. You know that. I'm just picking on you. Hi, Matt from Melville, Saskatchewan. Love your humor and channel and enjoying the build. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Sorry, everybody. I'm getting far behind. If you got a question or anything for me, or you want to get my attention, just repeat your question. Maybe put a QQQ on the front. Definitely helps it to stand out. I do my best. There's a lot of awesome people in the chat right now. So I do apologize if I missed something. I'm sure as soon as some people join, they will give me crap for ignoring them, but it's not the case. I swear it's not the case. I'm just getting older by the day. That's what's happening. My money goes to food. See, I know my peeps. Try Kraken rum, says Cliff. Have done it. I've actually had it on the channel. I think we had an entire live stream in Banff where I was drinking the Kraken. Pizza Hut just sent me a thank you for ordering pizza email. I'm on my laptop, which is, probably the camera quality is probably not the best, but all of my email alerts keep popping up in the top right corner. I apologize. Mom and Dad are doing very well, Andrea. Thank you for asking. They're probably, they love me and they love having me there, I'm sure. But in the back of my insecure mind, I'm like, they're probably enjoying me being away now for a little bit. I don't, it's probably just me though. Do I have a finish date for the build? I thought when I first read that, I thought you meant I read finish wrong. I thought I read it like a finished person. And I was like, what do you want about, Bill? No, I don't have a date in mind. My goal was to be done by the end of the first week of April to be able to bring Lucky back. But after I broke ground on what I'm doing right now, I don't think that's going to happen because what I'm doing, as you've seen on Patreon, it's going a little bit slower. I guess I haven't been talking about it too much over on Patreon. Bill's a big supporter over on my Patreon account and just a kind of a greatest supporter in general. But it's hard. I'm trying to find the balance between making sure that people on Patreon are just as surprised and entertained by what I'm doing in my daily vlogs, and I'm not spoiling too much in the Patreon stuff. But all that is to say, I don't know, maybe middle of April at this point. At this rate, I would like to get back to a more of a generalized routine, seeing Brooklyn Monday through Thursday like I was before. I'm going to have her with me the upcoming week, which will be great. But that's because she's going to be on spring break. She's going to be with me in BC, and I would love to get back to that regular Monday to Friday, but can't rush it. If I can get the build to a certain point. In retrospect, I really should have started Penny's poop apartment before I started the kitchen cabinetry, because then we could have just left and I could have built the rest of it. But anyways, it is what it is. That's my non-answer, Bill. Thanks for confusing the shit out of me. Just kidding, dude. Just Cam and his Jeep. If I can spend $6K on my Jeep, I can hand over $20 for coffee and paints for B. Cam, that's very kind of you. You didn't have to do that, dude. I know you just swallowed that huge freaking bill on Sandy. I'm glad you were able to get her up to snuff and get all that work done on her, though. And thank you very much for the very, very kind super chat. You're too kind, sir. You are very much too kind. Dork Forge says, can't you do that continuity camera thing? Dork Forge, not sure what you mean. Try to clarify that a bit, and I'll see if I can see your next chat. Where do you put your drone controller when you fly it above your van? What drone? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a drone. Rocco, I haven't seen you forever. Buddy down in Chicago. And he says, cheers from Chicago. Next pint on me. Keep up the great content. Thank you very much, Rocco. You've been around for a very long time, and thank you very much for doing so. And I'm glad you are still enjoying my content. It's really cool to see that there's so many people that have been around forever. I mean, everybody on my Patreon knows, but like Andrea and Jackie Lucky Angel and Ozzy Jack and Adina, and there's so many people. I'm missing tons of people, but just seeing how long people are sticking around with me, it's really overwhelming and very, very cool. And that's kind of what keeps me going, especially on days where I'm just like, I can't film another amazing drone shot of the mountains. Wait a second, I don't have a drone. What are we talking about? But you know what I mean? You guys give me reason to keep doing what I'm doing, and I appreciate that. Lutz says, hey, Matt, greetings from Germany. I enjoy your videos, but I wonder, would you not have had an easier time building if you had drawn up the whole new build in advance? Not necessarily, dude. I get where you're coming from, and I get how that works for some people, but this is just the way my creative brain works. It's the same as when I'm filming something. Like I was just talking about, sometimes I have days where I don't know what I'm going to do, and then I'll just start moving around. I'll just start driving or walking or whatever. I'll change my location. And all of a sudden I'll be like, you know what would look cool on a camera? This. Let me put my camera there and see if I can get a shot this way. I got a cool video coming up. Actually, it's the video where I slice my thumb open. That kind of showcases that right at the beginning of the video. That should be out next week. And that approach I apply to the build as well. That's not to say that if I had sat down and drawn, it wouldn't have made things a little bit easier, but I don't know that it really would have worked for me. And it may have actually ended up slowing me down. That's my best answer to that. Sorry, I should have highlighted your comment on the screen while I was talking about it. Sorry, dude. I'm having trouble logging into Patreon, which is an abomination. Try deleting the Patreon app and re-downloading it and see if that helps. I have to do that. Patreon, much like the YouTube app, is really weird. It starts caching stuff in the background, and when after a couple months, I go look at it and I see that Patreon's using like 7 gigs of data on my phone, which is unacceptable, frankly, especially when it's my camera. So I find that deleting those apps consistently and re-downloading them definitely helps. What is the budget for my build? I don't have one, Kim. I think I'm going to come in under $1,000 though, easy, because it's just wood and me just slapping stuff together. Well, I shouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to include like large purchases, like buying a new mattress and buying probably a new fridge, which I'll get into in the videos coming up. Sorry. I'm not going to count those in the budget for my build. You know what I mean? So I'm really just thinking about building materials and stuff. And I think I'm going to come in under $1,000. Unfortunately, I haven't really been keeping track of it. I've been keeping receipts as much as I can remember to. But if you've been watching my videos, you know that quite frequently I run all the way to Silverton to get like a $5 box of screws. I'm going to have more receipts than screws by the end of this. I missed a super chat here. Van Moose says, for cat treats. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I was giving Penny a handful of cat treats last night right before bed. And I realized, oh man, I haven't stuck the camera in her face in a very long time. So I did. Well, this morning. Thank you very much, dude. It's very kind of you to send that super chat. I appreciate it. Again, sorry, I saw that there was a bunch of other questions, but let's see if Dork Forge clarify this right. It's an Apple feature where you can use your iPhone as a webcam. Neat feature, but your laptop cam is more than good enough too. Yeah, I haven't tried that because I use Streamlabs, or StreamYard, I should say, not Streamlabs. StreamYard you can see up here, and I don't have that. Like, I don't know if there's an app for it on my phone, but StreamYard is what allows me to highlight comments like this and play videos when I like go for a bio break or at the beginning of this live stream. You can probably do that on your phone. I haven't taken a deep dive into it to figure out exactly how to make that happen yet. So, yeah, not using my phone as a webcam yet. Do I have an opinion on Finnish people? No. Wait. Chelsea was kind of Finnish. I think she had dual citizenship, which was weird. That was forever ago. I think her mom was from. Was it Finland? I think so. So my opinion. So that's like my only experience with it. So my opinion on Finnish people is they make really pretty daughters. This is the best I got for you, dude. Relevant Traveler says, will you switch from Patreon to YouTube memberships like others are thinking? No, I don't think so. Patreon's so smooth and easy, and it's nice to keep things separate. I know Ashley Lamborghini and others probably want me to start. There she, just as I say the words, she sends a super chat. Where are the YouTube memberships? I'm sure other people want that as well. I haven't I like being diversified with Patreon and YouTube. I guess I could start YouTube memberships, but I don't really know how well that would go because I feel like then I'd be double posting like exclusive behind the scenes stuff for Patreon and YouTube memberships. Again, something else I guess I should take a deeper dive on. I'll highlight this because she was kind enough to send it. I'm surprised she had that much money left after all of the food she probably had today, but I appreciate that, Ashley. And see my previous comment about YouTube memberships. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Pretty good, Mike. How you? Debbie says, how is your back? It's not bad. It's my leg mostly. I mentioned in a couple of videos ago, or maybe it was yesterday's video, I've been trying to like wean myself off gabapentin just a bit. I'm not stopping at cold turkey because that's like one of the worst things you could do. But I've been weaning myself off of it, and I noticed that I still have quite a lot of nerve discomfort in my legs. So my back, by and large, is okay, but my leg really gets my goat, as they say. Any concerns about where you can overnight in Calgary? Not yet, Bill. I kind of got into that on Patreon. I was filming a whole vlog about that today. So anybody else, we'll see that down the line. But no, not really, dude. There's lots of places I can do. There's plenty of places I can go. Although I've got an idea that I want to do once the build is done, instead of just coming back to Calgary and staying at Walmart. I've kind of been enjoying this commute idea, or not this idea, but this commute that I've been doing between Alberta and BC. So I got an idea where I could just sort of shorten up that commute a bit and still be out in nature. So we'll see. That's probably how I'm going to implement that. YouTube gets enough of his money. That's true. See, Nancy gets it. Ramona Firestone. Hello. Welcome to the live chat. You got a Wonder Woman avatar. That's cool. You are one of the best video creators I ever seen. Never give up. Oh, that's very kind of you to say, Julie. I mean, that is a very, very kind thing to say. Very humbling. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my content. The Gabs. You talking about my gabapentin, Yukon? Yes. Apparently, YouTube memberships pay out a better percentage. Again, that's something, yeah, I don't know. I can't really comment on that because I don't know. I'm not sure. Billy K, do you think you're going to be a van lifer for the long haul? Or do you one day want to have a sticks and bricks? This is a good question. This comes up a lot, actually. And I've been having this conversation with a few of my patrons. And I made a pretty candid video, a couple months ago, where I was just sort of chatting about it, where I was installing the first Molly panel on Grace. There's kind of an update on my back situation and my thoughts for the future. I mean, long haul, I feel like I've already been doing it for a long haul. Obviously, your definition of long haul means probably decades, right? And everybody's definition of long haul would be different. I'm very happy. I'm not happy with my hair sticking out of my hat. I'm happy with, Lisa just became a Patreon member. Thank you very much, Lisa. Welcome to my Patreon account if you're on the live stream. I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. I'm very excited to have the new redesigned tiny home on wheels. That's sort of like keeping my fire going. And I very much I daydream about having a Tundra with a camper on it as well and keep living this way. But yeah, to be perfectly candid, I would love to one day see myself on a bit of land with a very nice house, whether I build it or it's already built or get somebody to build it for me. Just so I have some place that is my own, that I've worked towards and I've gotten to, and then I can hopefully pass on to Brooklyn. That's where my brain sort of goes. I'd like to be able to, I could leave Lucky to her, right? But let's get serious. Lucky probably isn't long for this world. She's a vehicle like anything else. I can keep her going as long as I can. But yes, to answer your question, I think ultimately, I don't know when that would happen. I would love to have a little spot. It wouldn't be in the city though. I wouldn't want to farm, but I'd want it out of the crazy rat race. You know what I mean? Helen Daughtry, Patreon's popping off tonight. Welcome to my Patreon, Helen. Thank you for joining. But yeah, hopefully that kind of answers your question, Billy. Jeff says, have you been to Foundry lately? I live by there and go quite a bit. Yes, I was there. Wait a second. Oh, that video's not out yet. I'm editing it. But yeah, I was there last week. Actually, I met my buddy Mike up there, Jeff, and we went in there and I actually got to meet the manager of the store, Jeff, and Jay, the Dixon rep, was there. I'd already met him prior. But yeah, I was up there and I grabbed nothing. Shut up. Upside down Jackie. There she is. She says, good day. Good day. Good day. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. Don't ever do that again. She's out shopping, as she do. Does that mean I'll overnight in Fernie? That's still a little too far. James says, I feel like normal van lifers won't have an issue in Calgary. No, you shouldn't, but it's been like some rumblings. Enjoyed your last build series. Nice drawers. Thank you, Sexy Flanders. I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm very far behind in the chat. Again, everybody, let me try to catch up here. Lisa, I was wondering, I sent you a package and just wanted to know if you got it yet. Lisa, my most humblest apologies. I don't know. If you tell me what it is, which I know would end up spoiling the surprise if I haven't received it yet. But I feel like with the way I edit and the way my life's been is how far behind we are in the vlog. There's been a lot of amazing generosity happen lately. And me committing memories to names, I'm really, really bad at. So if you tell me what it was, then I can tell you for sure. But I also have been filming everything, so we could also just wait. Where's Sarah Rose? That's a great question. She's probably hiding in the bush, if I'm being honest. She was on Patreon the other day, so she's still alive. But tonight, I'm not sure. It's Friday, so hopefully she is in the bush. Is Dixon going to sponsor you already? I doubt it. Probably not. I was talking to the manager at Foundry, and it'd be great to get that's my goal. I don't need to be sponsored by Dixon, but you know how they do collabs with like bands and other companies? Like they did like a Slipknot Dixon. I just bought the Flogging Molly Dixon. They did some other Robin Sire just joined Patreon. Thank you so much, Robin. Welcome to Patreon. I appreciate that. Wow. What was I talking about? They do collabs. I would love a VanlifePLUS X Dixon flannel one day. That's my dream. I don't need to be sponsored by them. Let's just get a flannel made. What made you decide to rebuild Lucky? That's a loaded question. How much time do we have? Also, sorry, I need to give a shout out to Martin and Amelia. I see Martin in the chat. I'm not familiar enough with Amelia's avatar. She did write me on Facebook and said she was going to be here. So, darling, if you are here up far past your bedtime, hello. I hope you're having an awesome weekend with your dad. And Martin as well. Hello, sir, to you. Sorry, chat's been going by so fast and I've been blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's Amelia on her dad's account. All right, never mind. I just see that update there. What made me decide to rebuild Lucky? I think it was just time. Ultimately, because I wanted a bigger bed. That's what I wanted. And once I got that out, it felt so good to start taking things out that my brain started to go, well, all right, let's just keep going and do the whole damn thing. I honestly wasn't planning on doing this until chapter 5. Because I do plan things. People are like, well, why didn't you like draw up plans for the build and whatnot? I make plans for the story structure that I'm telling on my channel because that's what's like the most important to me, which is kind of funny to say, I guess. But I did like I didn't know if it was going to actually happen, but I knew that in chapter 5, I was hoping my goal would be building Lucky 2.0. At that time, when I wrote that down as the structure for chapter 5, it wasn't rebuilding Lucky. It was a brand new something. Whether it was a van or a camper or what that I was going to build, or even a trailer, right? I didn't want that to happen until chapter 5. And now here we are. And it just happened that I'm rebuilding Lucky and she is becoming Lucky 2.0, which is really cool. So it's nice to like just have stuff happen like that. It goes to show that you can plan and plan until you're blue in the face, but sometimes the universe is just like, yo, just do this. I want a Lucky Dixon. I was thinking about it the other day. Hi, Andrew. How are you, sir? Welcome, welcome, welcome. That'd be cool too. Do a tight 5-minute stand-up. I don't know about that. A lot of people have been saying that in the comments for a couple of years now that I should do stand-up comedy. I don't know. I like this live interaction better. I don't know about stand-up comedy, but it would sure be fun to just do like this sort of interface one day down the line. Just do like a live event where people come and we just kind of do this. It would be harder though. How do you do this actually in person live? You know what I mean? Unless everybody just gets to. Could you imagine everybody who's commenting in the comments right now just screaming in a room where I'm on a stage? That's a horrible idea. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Okay. Renee's here. I have mods, but I don't think we really need them. Michelle Leonardo, welcome to my Patreon. Wow. Hello. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. We also have a super chat from Sherry Dupuy. I totally butchered that. My apologies. Just a little something for whatever you want to put it on. Smiley face. Thanks for the continued content. Thank you very much, Sherry. I appreciate that super chat. That's very kind of you. And I'll keep plugging away. That's another reason why we're about a week behind in the videos. I like to make sure I have enough content to pad things when they come up out of the blue. Like I'm having spring break with my little girl. I'll still do a little bit of filming, but nowhere near as much as I do when I don't have her. So I knew I wanted to have videos ready to go. So yeah, the content shouldn't stop. Okay, I'm so sorry. Alan Schaefer. Hello, sir. How are you? Welcome. I'm doing my best. Stand-up van comedy. Yeah. Use Zoom. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if every single person had a monitor? Yikes. I mean, that'd be a little less intense on a stage, but you have the voice of a radio guy, which just is a way of saying I got a face for radio. I'm just kidding. Try an AMA, ask me anything live. Isn't that kind of what these already are? Or is that like only on Reddit? I'm so unfamiliar with that stuff. Do I make my own songs for my videos? No, gosh, no. Actually, I talk about that. Monday's video gives a solid shout out. I use a place called artlist.io. I have a subscription over there, and all my music as of right now comes from there. I asked Bruce Van Life Jr. to stop dumping hydrocarbons, diesel, engine oil, transmission fluid, brake clean, etc. on the ground. He blocked me for asking. That is all news to me. I don't know what all that is about, Canadian Warrior. You've been around the channel for a while, so you know my channel quite well, but I don't really know anything that's going on with Bruce. If he or anybody is dumping stuff like that on the ground, that probably shouldn't be a thing. Yeah. That was like one time, like somebody, I remember when my windshield wiper, like I ran out of fluid and I put water in the lines, right? Stupid idea, but it got me through, and we got to golden, and all that got resolved ultimately. But somebody in the comments said, "Oh, just put you can just put antifreeze in there." And I mean, yes, you could. I get it. It's antifreeze. It's not going to freeze. But then you're spraying antifreeze out into the world. And in my back of my mind, I was like, that shit is poisonous as it'll get out to animals. And yeah, you could argue that, oh, there wouldn't be a lot, and it would just be go up into the air or whatever. But I'm still like, I'm a big believer in don't dump that shit. I was taught by my grandfather to dispose of oil properly. And that's what you're all supposed to do. So, but I can't comment on anybody else's live or what happened. That's about all I have to say about that. Here we go. Amelia or Martin. I think Amelia, though. We are still building our new van, and it is retro gaming center in the van. Are there any consoles you would have from your childhood? For me, personally, yeah. Like, my first console was the original Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, right? The little gray box. Loved that thing. So I would definitely have one of those. I actually skipped the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, and my next like biggest console that had like left the most impression on me was the N64. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But that was the console. I got that for Christmas. The one Christmas where we all went to my grandparents in BC. So this is the grandparents on my dad's side. They have both passed on since then, but it was a great Christmas. It was the one time we did that. That's why one of the reasons my dad bought our Astro van. So this must have been 98, 99. And we spent Christmas in Kelowna, well, Winfield, which has now been renamed Lake Country. Okay, bud. But yeah, I remember that was the Christmas I got the N64, and they got us Diddy Kong Racing as the game, and Byron and I just sat downstairs playing that game all day long on Christmas morning, and those are some of the greatest memories. My dad still remembers that really well. When my dad, because he never played video games really with us, not really. My mom got into like Dr. Mario and stuff and Yoshi on the NES. But when my dad's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that," and you guys playing Diddy Kong Racing, I hear the words Diddy Kong Racing come out of my dad's mouth. I'm just like, that's so cool that he remembers that. But those are the consoles I would have. Would you do a long-term view on the Vitamin? I guess I could. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I've got both of them, or just one. Sorry, I'm going to try and play catch up with the chat here. I might do that, but I wouldn't do an exclusive video, Red Taco. I'd probably just incorporate it into a day-to-day vlog, because I've definitely noticed when I do like specific videos, like me talking about a phone or me talking about a power station, those videos don't do that well. That's one of the reasons I kind of shy away from like not sponsored videos. I've never done a proper sponsored video, but like review videos where I get sent products for free. Those videos just don't do well, and I still put a lot of time and effort into them. But there was one. It was my lead time battery. When I did that, the 200 amp hour battery. I said when they wrote me, I said, I'm not going to put it in the title. I'm not going to put it on the thumbnail. I'll say something about power, but I just started it like a regular everyday vlog. And then I eventually rolled into putting the battery in, and that one did so much better. I think it was that. I think it was a lead time battery. But yeah, that's maybe what I will do. Anyway, moving right along. Catherine, how are you, darling? Hopefully you're enjoying your beautiful weather in BC. In memory of Chuck Norris, the dog, I know Penny eats Wavura, and I have a whack left over. Sad that it is dog food, although Lily will probably take a hit for the team and eat it. Oh, well, condolences for the puppy. I'm sorry for your loss, but thank you very much for the super chat, Catherine, and I'm glad that you're here hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so much. A Patreon Zoom chat with Limit and have a good call with everyone. Well, I did that very similar thing, Andrew. Maybe you weren't on Patreon then, but at the beginning of my when I first started Patreon, I did a Patreon only live stream. I haven't done one since, but I was doing that on here where I could bring people up. So we could see, maybe that's something in the future we could do over there. Be a little bit more controlled on Patreon for sure. Oh, Tia Loca. Oh my goodness. I finally hit the lotto and caught my favorite YouTuber live. That's very kind of you to say. Welcome to the live chat. You skipped the NES. WTF. Yes, I sure did, Chris. Big shout out to Chris, Destination Van Life. How you doing, sir? Happy Friday. Hopefully you're doing well. The GameCube was a lot of fun, yeah. But no, I never had the SNES. I made up for it later. Hang on, I'm trying to play catch up with the chat here. I'm just going to double tack that. I'm going to double tack this. I don't even know what the hell a double tack is. That makes no sense. Hang on, Bobtail Trucker. Just give me a moment. Okay. Let's focus on this YouTuber and not others stirring drama. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I didn't know there was a lot of drama happening, but thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Jennifer says, you're a very sweet daddy. She is a great daughter. She is lucky to have you. Are a good dad and a sweet girl. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I do what I can. Being a dad is my number one priority. It may not seem like it always is on the vlog just because you don't see everything I do, but that is what is like the most important thing and closest to my heart. And I'm never going to not show up for my kids. So I'm glad that a lot of people do see that. And it's very kind of you to say. It really truly is. If you only knew certain things about my life before van life. Okay, now I was deep undercover in Finland. Francisco still. Oh, that's why he was away. He was in Finland on a top secret mission. Okay, so I'm not that young as I remember the N64. Well, I don't know. Vernon said hi, heading to Ohio. Well, say hi to Vernon back from me, Lisa. Hello. Sheila Holton just joined Patreon. Wow, I don't know what's happening, but thank you so much. Welcome to Patreon, Sheila. That's very kind of you. Thank you for joining the community. Angela is here as well. Hello, darling. I'm very excited to see you again in a few months. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. What kind of question is this? Kim, what kind of question is this? What are you out your mind? No, I'm not. No, I'm just kidding. I probably am. I haven't. That's one thing I haven't logically worked into the build yet. I'm hoping something kind of presents itself organically. I'm thinking about moving it to the other side of the van, but that would effectively put it right above where I want my refrigerator to go. So we shall see. But yes, I do want to keep the TV because I enjoy turning it on and streaming bloody movies into my van wherever I am. It's really cool. I do like my TV, so that is the plan. Braden Deans is here as well. Sorry, sir, didn't see you come in. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Welcome to the live chat. Oh my God, Gregory. No, yeah, 100%. I still can't wrap my head around the N64 emulator controls on Switch. Some great games on there, but I died like 83 times on the first level in GoldenEye. GoldenEye to me, impossible to play on the Switch. Same with Jet Force Gemini. I can't. It's like a good way to get you to buy that N64 controller accessory, but I mean, like, there should have been an easier way to customize the controls for sure. It's I believe the word or the descriptor you're looking for, Gregory, is hot trash. Sorry, I have opinions. No power station for me, says Canadian Warrior. Just solar, batteries, inverter, and Amber's most hated item, a generator for heavy use appliances. It was the Vitamin giveaway that brought me to this quality content. Oh, well, that's cool. See, I know, and that's like what I should do actually going forward. I'd rather do stuff like that because you'd be, you guys would probably, well, maybe you wouldn't be shocked, but so I'm gonna play catch up in the chat here. I got so far behind everybody. My apologies. If you got questions that you really want me to answer, keep typing them into chat. I know it's a little frustrating, but I do my best. But when it comes, like, I get an incredible amount of companies reaching out to me wanting me to review power stations. Like, there's companies I've never even heard of. To that extent, I'd never heard of Vitamin before I started, right? I hadn't even heard of Blue Eddy before I started. I'd heard of EcoFlow and Jackery, and that was about it. But there's companies whose names I can't even bloody remember that have power stations, and they all want a piece of the pie, right? I got half a mind to just start making it like, I'll do an actual review video, but make it like a thing, and then just do giveaways every single time. That might be a better way to do it. You know what I mean? We'll see. Oh, my hands are a little full right now. Hi, Gina. Van Life with Gina. How are you doing tonight, my dear? Always good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Last day of painting, Angela. Ooh, very cool, very cool. Sorry, I'm just going to click it. Have you ordered a new mattress yet? No, I haven't done that yet. I know exactly where I'm going to go. It's going to be the same place because I called them and made sure that they could make the bed that I want in the, like, how I want it to work. It's going to have 2 folds in it this time instead of just the 1 fold. So it'll be why would it be trifold? But it'll feel like there's 3 sections. You know what I mean? It'll be a double fold, but 3 sections. But I have not pulled the trigger yet. No, it'll be about $600-ish, I think. And I'm just trying to time it right because I don't want it yet. You know what I mean? I don't want to order it and have it sitting there. I'm sure they have the room and it comes in that like vacuum sealed shrink wrap. So it probably wouldn't be a huge deal. But I'm not ready for it yet. Again, if to go back to Bill's question, if I have an end date for the build to be done, I was thinking like, oh, when I bring Brooklyn back at the end of her time with me in BC, maybe I'll go order the mattress, go back to BC, have the last few days there, then I'll come back and get the mattress with Lucky. But I just don't know if the build will be far enough along yet. Anyway, sorry. A couple people asking about the bed. Hopefully everybody was listening. Hello from the UK. My husband always jokingly asks if we are relatives. We're both clumsy and do silly things. We could be, maybe. That would work. 2 reviews. Sharon with an E. Sorry, I saw you come in. I saw you commenting as you do and supporting the community. I didn't say hi to you, my dear. My most sincerest apologies. Happy Friday and welcome to the live chat officially. Okay. When do I plan on Montana trip? The Montana trip is happening in July at some point. That's when we're going to Montana. That's about all I know right now. I'll leave all the dates and everything and everybody in other people's capable hands. But I was just having that conversation with my mom the other day about how like you can't bring like fruits and vegetables or meats across the border. So I have to make sure Lucky doesn't have any of that. It was also up in the air for a while on what I would be going to Montana in. If I'd be going in Lucky or Grace, because we need to bring my parents' boat. Because what we're doing, we need 2 boats for. So my uncle's bringing his boat. My parents want to bring their boat, but my dad's not comfortable towing the boat behind the motorhome because he's never done that, and it makes the rig really effing long, and I totally understand that. So I was like, well, either one of my vehicles can tow the boat, but how are we going to get around? Because like the campground that they're looking at isn't on the lake where we want to go, and it's just so I was like, okay, well, if I bring Lucky, then one of you is going to be bopping around on the bed, which let's not do that. So I'll bring Grace. But then my dad said he'd just drive the motorhome to wherever we need to go, and of course my initial thought was, why would you want to tear down camp and do that? But he says he's okay with it, so I'll probably be bringing Lucky, which is way better anyway. I think for me, for the channel, the fact that I can have Penny with me. Does she need a passport? Am I gonna have to get the Tubbers a passport? That'd be amazing. Could you imagine her little just like mugshot? Just Tubbers. She's ready to go. Get little stamps. Do they even do stamps anymore? I don't even know if they do stamps on passports. I haven't like traveled internationally in forever. Dark Soul. Have you thought about having your TV mounted to the ceiling on one side and flipping down? Yeah, I've given that some thought, definitely. One thing that this kind of speaks to where my brain has been at in terms of the build. Like when I first built Lucky, and like I jokingly say, I used so much construction adhesive, but it's true, and it worked, obviously. But I was still very, very concerned about the fact that the van is always in motion and things being mounted and things being heavy and mounted and this, that, and the other thing. I was always very worried about like stuff like the TV. Would I be able to just mount it into the ceiling? And before, I was way nervous about doing that. Now that I started tearing stuff apart and I've lived with things in the van, I've learned that things aren't as fragile and easy to fall apart as I initially thought. So yeah, that is something I think about in terms of the flip down. But my TV is kind of large for that. Maybe it will work now. That would probably, well, if it was right above the foot of the bed, maybe, because right above where I want the refrigerator to go is kind of where I'm going to have like my command power station. So I need probably my solar charge controller, my fuse box, my battery monitor, and my switch panel. If I'm going to do that, that's probably going to be right above the fridge, like just high enough above where the fridge opens up. So maybe kind of to the left of that on the ceiling could work. All things to consider. Sorry. Love watching your rebuild. Cannot wait to see the finished product. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. I still have the other mattress. Yes, I do. I'm actually giving I'm giving one mattress away already to Captain Happy Pants. He's building his van, and him and I discussed that. I just said he can have it. So unfortunately, between the 2 mattresses that I have, one is in Lindsay's garage, one's in my parents' basement. I got to schlep that back here, and the rest of that rock wool as well. How do you technically a person is made of meat? You're so funny, Andrew. How are those new Jack and Coke drinks? Walks with Bender. It's fine. I would say it's probably like a point, maybe a point and a half above just the regular Jack Daniels and cola. It's not adding like that much more oomph. That's my official review after having one. Vivian says, Matthew, regarding the mattress, why don't you put a long cushion over the electrical box so you only have to move the cushion when you need to get into the electrical box? I could do that, or I could have the 2 folds in the mattress, and they're going to be in 2-foot sections. And if you know, my hatch that flips up with my electrical box is a 2-foot section. So those struts are just going to shoot up and support the mattress right on the seam. So I don't have to be messing around with an actual like break in the cushion and the mattress, if that makes sense. That's my plan. For Band-Aids, you will need them. Thanks, Scott. Yes, clearly. I appreciate the super chat, my dude. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, man. Take Amber with me where? Just take her. Just take her. She doesn't care. She's easygoing. Just grab her and just take her. Penny would look so cute with a passport, right? We should just do that for fun, even if it's not real. Come to the Oregon meetup in June if I can. Ooh, it's not a bad idea. I'll see what it's like. It's really hard, right? Getting away and doing like all the camping trips that we have planned and taking time away from Brooklyn and this, that, and the other thing. But I appreciate the invite, Gina. Thank you so much. I'll keep my eye on that and see if it works out. One of these days for sure, regardless. I got to make it down there. Are you going to put a stove on that side behind your seat? I think that's what you were trying to ask, Debo. Not a built-in one. I have an induction cooktop that was sent to me by One Aussie's Adventure that I showed at the end of that one video last week. So I'm excited to use that in the new build. How's the working out and stretching? It's going. I do it when I can. When things start to flare up and act out, that's when it really comes in handy. So it's going pretty well. And I've been trying to focus on going for more walks every single day. Walking is a big part of what keeps the pain sort of at bay, as they say. Check with Canadian Border Services. She probably needs some kind of health records. Then she's going to be in a kennel in my parents' RV because she has none of those. Is my TV 12 volt? No, it's just a regular. I mean, I guess it could be if I cut the wire, but no, it's a plug-in. I was always plugging it into my EcoFlow power station. The TV on the ceiling would get in the way of my headspace. That's one of my concerns, right? So just have to see. That's why it's almost better to be mounted to the wall, because then especially when it's on a mount that can just flush to the wall. You know what I mean? We'll see. It also, you have to take into consideration like where all of the cord's going to go. Like really, I'll have the power cord for the TV wherever it's going to go, either to the inverter or to the EcoFlow, and then my switch if I'm using it, and my PlayStation 5. I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell my PS5 though. It's been sitting in my parents' basement since before I started the build. I think I played Spider-Man a couple times and I haven't gone back to it since. So I'm probably going to put that up on Kijiji and say, bye-bye. That could probably finance my bed. Since you have access to another vehicle, Grace, to transport your kiddo around in, have you given any thoughts to tearing out your passenger seat in Lucky for more room? No, because there will still be times where Brooklyn comes camping with me. So absolutely not. Okay, I guess to be more fair and to answer that question a little bit more in depth, of course, I've thought about it. That would be great. I've seen people that have done that, and that's awesome. But the fact of the matter remains, there will be times where Brooklyn is in Lucky because we're going camping or whatever. I would not just put her in Grace while I drive Lucky and we tow the Jeep. You know, that's probably a little illegal. Oh, that's very kind of you, Renee. There you go. Everybody listen to Renee. She is the czar of the evening. What about using your projector and screen instead of a TV? That's way more hassle. Way more hassle than the TV. I tried it. I had it set up. I did a whole video where I set up that projector and the screen and everything. That is so much more hassle. And that projector takes up so much more headroom. And whatnot. And I had to put that piece of aluminum up there so I could suction cup it. I guess I could get a bit more of a permanent mounting situation for it. But the projector is better kept for those nights where I want to just project onto the side of Lucky. Won't be able to do that for very much longer though, but I still have my screen as well, right? Now the projector inside the van, the way I have the van built, way more hassle, way more headache. I missed a minute. Oh, Hang on. There's so much. You guys are this is so much fun tonight. Everybody's so engaging. Do they sell the tea that I drink in the US? Oh, you're talking about Revita. Well, kind of, yes. I don't think they sell it in sticks and bricks, Lisa, but you can order it off of their website. I've had a couple people reach out to me from the States and that have said they've gotten their Revita orders down there. So they definitely ship to the United States. So that's super cool. So I definitely recommend giving it a shot. Now I know you're a little bit further east than me. I don't know if there's like restrictions on their delivery range or whatnot. But yeah, Revita tea. I love it. I think it's great. I was shocked. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. And I talk about in Monday's video, that company has been awesome with me as well. They've been super supportive of my support of them. They sent me a free case of the mango that they brought back into production because it was so popular, just to say thanks, because a bunch of people have been ordering it and saying that they heard about it on my channel. And it's a local company. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's those little pouches of tea. They're actually, here, since we're talking about it, obviously, let me get this out of the fridge. I'll be right back. I clearly have some on hand. Obviously, this stuff. Boom. This is Revita Energy Tea. It's good. I found them on Instagram. They are a local company. Their production factory or plant or whatever. Is it a brewery? Do you brew tea? I guess so, kind of. Maybe they call it their steeper. I don't know, but it's made in Calgary, so I love that it's supporting locals. Just a small company. One of their friends almost died of a heart attack. He was drinking so many energy drinks, so they decided that they wanted to create an alternative. And I just gave them a shot. Didn't blow me away the first time I tried it, but I do feel a little bit better drinking that than I was the copious amounts of energy drinks. I'm not so like hoity-toity and above it that I won't still drink an energy drink if I'm in a pinch or whatever, but this stuff is really good. I don't get any like kickbacks other than like some complimentary cases, and I just like supporting them. So, and apparently they deliver to the States. Sorry, I got so far behind. I apologize. Where are we? I'm gonna play catch up. Holy Dinah. Everybody just popping off. Kimberly, for a little something special for your little pirate princess. Kimberly, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have her for the next week and a bit. I'm bringing her out to her grandparents, and we're going to have our time out there all the way over the Easter long weekend. So thank you very much, Kimberly. I appreciate that. Okay, and thank you again for the super chat. Catherine, again, I forgot you may need some new screws. The last one was for Penny to be spent on Penny. So these are, and I'm going to need screws. That's hilarious. Thank you, Catherine, very much. Actually, yesterday it's so funny. You won't see it for a while, but I was filming yesterday's vlog, and yeah, I needed 2 screws, 2 really long screws. So I was like, I got to go into Silverton, and Mom was like, oh, I'll come with you. Why not? Just for the trip. Right? That's what you do in the Kootenays. There's not much else to do. You just drive to the hardware stores. So we did that. They did not have the screws. I ended up getting L brackets and solving my problem a different way. But you know me too well, darling. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Blessings from Puerto Rico, from Santa Maria. Hello, M. Santa Maria. Welcome to the live chat. Happy weekend. Okay, sorry. Still playing catch up here. Do I find the caffeine content as satisfactory? It's about half that in this tea, I believe. Where is it? 141. So just under half of that. But I feel fine drinking 3 of these a day, if not more, because they say that this is the equivalent of drinking about a medium coffee in terms of caffeine content. So, 3 throughout the day, helps me. I feel a little bit better than just having the 1 300 milligram can. I know a lot of people got concerned that I was like drinking too many energy drinks or something, but honestly, I only ever drank 1 of those a day. And if I had 1 of those, I wasn't drinking coffee either. So more screws. Thanks, buddy. And he knows exactly what I'm talking about out in the Kootenays. Kootenay life, baby. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, dude. Hopefully you are having a good start to your weekend. I know your weather is a lot better than where I am. I'm going to be very bitter about that. Never look away from the screen. It's too much work. There's Vernon. How you doing, buddy? I'm watching you while driving to Ohio. Well, stop typing and just listen. Eyes on the road, Vernon. Canadian Warrior, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Although I'm so far behind, I'm sure you're probably gone already. What is the figure? It's a lamp. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lamp. There it is. It's in this Airbnb. I don't know. I was about to crack this. I reached for my drink and I'm like, yeah, sure. That's a bad idea right now. Too late at night. And Revita can be purchased on Amazon. There you go. That's cool. I didn't even know that. Man, I was just at the fridge. Why didn't I? Okay. Well, here we are. Okay. Yeah, and I totally get that people just prefer their coffee. I've just never been a coffee guy. And when I drink coffee, I make it the most unhealthy you can imagine. Let's just put it this way, to quote True Romance, I'm not satisfied until the spoon is standing straight up. Know what I mean? So again, I was feeling very weighted down and unhealthy with that. Like, I'm not like a huge health nut, obviously. But when I can find some things I can improve, I'm trying. So yeah, coffee was like a big thing for me. That was just like way too much sugar. Am I going to revive the candy drawer in the new build? You know me too well, Tracy. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have that exact same thought. And I was walking out towards Lucky this morning before I hit the road. And I was like, is there any way I can make this work? Can I do this? Can I do this? So I don't know. You're going to have to wait. We're going to have to find out together. Hi, Aaron. How you doing, buddy? Aaron the DJ. Renee Swanson says, I pray for you that your health journey is helping. Don't push yourself too hard. I'm trying not to. I definitely get carried away sometimes. But thank you so much. Stay happy. I talked about you on my radio show. Well, thank you very much. All news is good news. Any news is good news? I don't know, but thank you very much, Renee. That's very kind of you to mention me on your radio show. Thank you so much. More creamer than coffee. Yeah, exactly. I'm way far behind. No, I'm not that far behind. Awesome. Media TV, in case you didn't catch it the first time. Hello from Niagara Falls. Hello from Calgary, Alberta. How are you? I know Falls isn't a province. But that's the way I said it when I said Calgary. Anyway, moving right along. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. To Matthew's future heartburn. I have Pepsid for that, lady. Any publicity is good publicity. That's right. That's what I was looking for. Also, hello, Hawberry Wine. How are you? Happy Friday. Yeah. Choose happiness. Life is too friggin' short. Give Penny loves from Midday. Renee from Grand Island, Nebraska. You're 100% right on that. Life is too short for sure. That's why sometimes I have those thoughts. I got to go back to that question about sticks and bricks. It's like, yeah, I like being like a little bit more conservative and reserved in my approach to life, like being a little bit more of a minimalist, living in my van, and I love this lifestyle. But I get that thought in my head, like, yeah, you only live once. Life's too short. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. I would love to have like this like really big, beautiful house squirreled away in the woods from people that I can just live out my life there and pass on to my little girl, you know, like that's like my go down the rabbit hole daydream and has been for the last few months. So if I'm working towards something, I guess that's kind of my long-term goal there. So maybe one day. And I love how people are enjoying the build videos. Like if I was to like transition to a style like that where I got a sticks and bricks and I could have my own like little shop that I built, I might just do like build videos for a while, right? Like just grab like a cargo trailer and build that into like a camper and or get vans, this, that, and the other thing. We'll see how it goes with Mike's stuff first, because I know he wants to do the brown van. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the very first video of part 2 here, when I met up with Mike and he purchased himself an old 1970s Ford and he's going to be turning it into a camper. Chris, if you're still on the live stream, he's got you eyed up to buy it, bro. So you better get that driver's license. But we'll see how that goes. I was having a conversation with Mike and he was thinking about doing something like that for himself, like potentially creating a channel where it's just building. He doesn't like talking like I do. So he was asking me like if I'd be willing to like edit the footage and put the videos together. What would be the best way to do that? And I was like, you could probably just make videos of you building and people enjoy watching that stuff, dude. You don't need to, it doesn't need to be super long. You could just talk about the van that you're currently building and then just do the building, set up the camera and build it. Just change the angle around every once in a while, you know? So stuff like that kind of gets my creative imagination going. And if I can do stuff like that, I would love to do that, right? Like, and just have like this little like mini fleet of things, and then maybe sell stuff that I buy. I don't know. It's cool to think about the future like that sometimes. And the fact that this like rebuild Unlucky just sort of came out of nowhere has really sort of fed into that. And that's what I was saying earlier, that you can plan till you're blue in the face, but sometimes the universe is just like, here, have this instead. And it's really cool to just roll with it. Sorry, give me a second to catch up with the comments here, everybody. Okay. Good night, Dark Soul. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. I know that your stuff gets sent to the UPS store, but if I have a gift for Brooklyn, how do I get it to you? Same address, right, to the UPS store. That is my mailing address, and they know me there so well. I have such a good working relationship with the owners and the employees there. Even if even as long as my name is on it and it shows up at that location, it's not like my specific box. They know it's for me. That is the best place to send it for sure. Road Therapy Van Life. Hello, darling. How are you? Dink says to buy his girlfriend Penny a snack on him. I will do, Dink. Thank you, sir. Hopefully you're doing well. Take care of your mama. Thank you very much for that very kind super chat. I appreciate that, Road Therapy. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to try and play catch up here a little bit. Well, that's like take a shot every time I say I'm catching up here. Oh, see, sitting like this, my leg is starting to act up. Yikes. Okay, you know what? I need to do, I'm not even joking, but in the interest of being a little bit more reserved, I'm not going to do it on camera, although I'm sure people would love to see it. I do need to do one of my little stretches real quick here and have a real quick potty break. So I will be back in however long it takes to watch this video. So enjoy this video once again, and I shall be right back. My apologies, everybody. I also got myself another drink. I need to do, if you know what it is, if you're familiar with it, it's called nerve flossing. It's literally just like putting your hands underneath your knee, you lay on your back, and then you bend your leg as straight as you can. And then you just take your foot and just kind of flex at your ankle. And it does help. So when that nerve pain flares up, I found that is the one saving grace. And here's a funny story about that. That's something that was assigned to me by my physical therapist when I was seeing her. And back in the summer, before I had surgery, I was hanging out in the swimming area with Mom in Brooklyn, in New Denver. And Mom got talking to this woman who had just sort of like recently moved to the valley or something, and she was there with her two sons, and her husband was out on the dock. There's this like dock you can swim to in the swimming area. And anyway, Brooklyn wanted to go out, and long story short, I ended up having to go get Brooklyn from the dock when she wanted to come back. But of course, as soon as I got to the dock, now she doesn't want to leave right away. And I got talking with this woman's husband, and he had sort of like he had sciatic pain as well. And that was the first time I heard about this nerve flossing. He told me about it. I'm sitting on the dock in New Denver, in my favorite place in the world, with this stranger who has at least lived through and had very similar pain that I was having at the time and now, tell me about this nerve flossing technique and how to do it sitting in it. You can do it sitting up or laying down. I seem to have more success when I'm doing it laying down. And he said he just does that and it's solved. He didn't even have to have surgery. And then to have that told to me by a physical therapist after surgery was kind of, I don't know, world works in mysterious ways kind of thing. It's just one of those like cute little moments or whatever, but it absolutely is my saving grace. And right before I took that break there, it was real bad. I think I did about 20 reps with that flex and I'm good to go. I might have to change my whole position in a while. I'm sitting on a couch right now. It's a little low, but we'll see how the night progresses. All right. Kimberly O'Brien, thank you very much. She says, I changed my profile picture to my Miss Kitty and she wants Penny to have a treat. Well, thank you very much, Kimberly. Your Miss Kitty looks beautiful. Look at those blue eyes. And both Penny and I appreciate it. I will e-transfer that $5 to Penny and she can go on down to the pet food store there in the cusp and get herself something, whatever she wants. The world is her oyster. Thank you, Kimberly. I do appreciate that. What is this now? Oh, Marie, I've been enjoying all your videos for quite some time, although I'm exhausted and must go to sleep. It's going to be 10 p.m. in New Jersey. However, I cannot wait for the next one. Good night. You have yourself a fantastic weekend, Marie. Thank you for watching, and I'm very happy to hear that you're still enjoying the videos. Thank you so much. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly, Cliff. You got it. In the swimming bay, in the swimming area. I don't know. Andrew's asking questions. Am I wearing my TENS unit? I am wearing my TENS unit, actually. The remote's in my jacket, unfortunately. But yeah, my TENS unit is on my back. I don't have it going. Again, the TENS unit really helps with my back pain. Doesn't do a lot for my nerve pain, I've noticed, unfortunately. Northern California here. Hello, Overland Adventure of Animal. Only 10 p.m. in the UK. It's 1:40. Only 10 p.m. in the UK. It's 1:45 a.m. Where I am, it's only 7:45 p.m. There you go, Amelia. You know what's funny, Ashley? I can see them. Do I roll my R's? My R's? I don't know what I was saying. Now, see, I can't. Anyways, Lisa, Matthew, the bar called Lucky near me. I thought of you. Oh, there's a bar. I saw you kind of mention that earlier, Lisa. Why your avatar changed? Where'd your picture of your kitty cat go? What's going on here? But that's cool that there's a bar named Lucky. Yeah, I need to find a bar named Lucky one day. The thumbnail needs to be Lucky, parked outside of the bar named Lucky. And I need to be wearing my Lucky, but yeah, okay. My Lucky t-shirt. Good gravy. It's 5:45 a.m. in Dubai. Yes, it's early in the evening over here, Amelia. What's next in the build? Kitchen cabinets, more or less. Don't have enough. That's like a dull name, but it's not just kitchen cabinets. It's a whole system. It's actually quite far along already, but you will see as the videos will start rolling out next week and into the first week of April. But that is the next. It's the whole little contraption countertop system that's right behind the driver's seat. I need to buy a bar named Lucky. That wouldn't be the worst thing. I mean, I could just buy any bar and rename it Lucky, I suppose. I used to run a bar back in the day when I lived in Edmonton. Those stories have kind of come out of the woodwork and are probably be more forthcoming later on in chapter 5. But I'm not opposed to that idea, although I don't really know if that's where I see myself. Could be fun. A Murphy bed in Lucky? Absolutely not. Am I keeping my water system? As of right now, yeah. I'm trying to figure. That's exactly where I'm at, figuring that part out. I still have my Dometic water jug and everything in my faucet, so hopefully I can make it work. I should live stream the next step in the build. Too intense. Hey, there's my mom. It's only 6:45 where she is. Smart Alec. Show my mom some love in the chat, everybody. Hi, mom. Hi, mom. How are you? Do you have Penny in your lap, though? That's what we must know. I'm just trying to find an excuse to be in the chat. You are always welcome in the chat. You don't need to find an excuse, Amelia. We all love having you here. Sorry, I missed something here. There was... Did I decide where I'm going to set my fridge? Yes. And I'm pretty sure I was debating going down to Craze Outdoors today because I was talking to Conrad down there. I really, really, really want that EcoFlow Glacier fridge. For those that don't know the story, I kind of got gypped out of that with my EcoFlow deal that I did last summer. That's the only reason I have that freaking Wave 2, which I'm going to hopefully utilize in Lucky a little bit more this summer. And the Delta 2 Max. I was also supposed to get the Glacier, and that was the deal. I was going to review all 3 units, and that was the only reason I agreed to do it, was because I was going to get that fridge. And then they had production issues or whatever, and they couldn't send the fridge to me, and they just didn't. They asked me to just do extra videos on the power station and the Wave 2, and that was super fun for me. But the fridge itself still looks awesome. So I was talking to Conrad down there. He thinks he'll be able to get me one at cost because they do sell them. And then he said, I could also talk to our EcoFlow rep and see if they want to pitch in for some exposure. I said, well, let me know if you hear anything about that. He hasn't gotten back to me. He's a super busy dude. I don't know if I like that because I don't know if EcoFlow, like they're pretty particular about what they want, right? Like that was a whole thing with those videos last summer. Kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But their products, you cannot deny the quality. You really, really can't. So I think I'm going to get that. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit of a smaller footprint than my current fridge, which makes the inside smaller, but it's dual zone, which is awesome, which means I can keep like popsicles and stuff in there for Brooklyn and myself. And it has an ice maker, which is super cool. So that's probably on the docket. I just don't know if I'm going to get it this trip or not, but we will see. All that is to say, yes, I found out where my fridge is going to go. Also, Sandy's in the chat. Everybody can say hello to Sandy. It's one of my mom's oldest friends, as far as I know. My little brother Byron and Sandy's daughter Laura were born on the exact same day. That's pretty cool. June 7th, 1990. The world changed for me and Laura's older siblings. Anyway, Sandy's a huge supporter of the channel as well. She really enjoys my videos, I think. And she's been very supportive of me and my mom and everything. So give her some love. Let her know she is part of this amazing community. I'd greatly appreciate that. Gregory Smith. This is a good one. Are you keeping the little sink? I'm about to reno my van and thinking of adding one. Tired of using an old washer fluid jug as gray water when I brush my teeth and whatnot in the van. So this is like a grass is greener situation, because like I've toyed around with the idea of being like, screw it, I don't want the sink. I'm just going to get a jug and do what you're doing, basically, right? That being said, same thing. Where I'm at in the build right now in the video, I am debating and trying to see if a sink would work. I would love a little bit of a smaller one might be nicer, because exactly that. It is a very nice thing to have for sure. So we shall see, but it'll definitely be a new shape, maybe a square. If I can find like a square one or a rectangular one, might be a little bit better. My old one was obviously, I made that out of a stainless steel bowl. You could have videos here on the channel somewhere when I did that, but yeah, not 100% on it, but I would like to keep it for obvious reasons, even though I'm toying with not having it. Okay. The emojis are not safe. Welcome back, Ashley. Did you enjoy your time out? Oh, that sounds good. Ice maker. Yes, please. Hello, Matthew's mom. He took care of your plants in your house pretty well. We're all witness. We appreciate you letting him borrow him for the live stream. Yes, thanks for making me, Mom, and you're welcome for taking care of your plants. You know what's hilarious? I was so worried about those plants. Twice now since my parents have been home, my mom has said out loud, "Oh, I forgot to water the plants this week." What? Get an oil pan for a sink. It'd be pretty big. How about a collapsible sink? Yeah, those are kind of a pain in the butt. I had one. It's just, it's harder to get rid of, right? Because now it's almost like if you have a collapsible sink, great for a campsite, 100%. You want to go out to the picnic table and you have it there. But in the van, like just imagine this, like it's a Tuesday in the middle of winter in a Walmart parking lot. You have all you have is a collapsible sink. You pop that up, you fill it full of water. You do what you're doing, whether you're washing dishes or you're washing your face and your hands or you're shaving or whatever it might be. At the end of it, you've now got this sink, this box full of water that you have to get rid of somehow. Now you're going to pour it into a bottle. You're going to have to, or you're going to throw it out the side. That's not very nice, especially if you're in a Walmart parking lot. Like I don't know. I think a collapsible sink would be much better at a campground, right? But not for full-time living in a van on those. That's what you got to think about. It's so easy to think. This is a perfect example of like, the Eco Fridge is about, I think Conrad said he could get it to me for about $800 because I think brand new. Well, on sale right now, I think it's 14. It's not a cheap product. Yeah. But to go back to the sink thing and the whole like a camper style versus full-time living, that was my approach. Like, look at my old bed as a perfect example, right? When I built my original bed, I built it so it could slide and turn into a couch, right? Because I saw a YouTube video of a guy who had converted a van into this camper, and the bed had this capability, and I thought that is so cool. Because again, in my mind, I was like, I will slide it into a couch. My TV will be on that wall, like the wall where my hanging cabinets are, and I'll be able to sit there in the evenings. I'll be able to sit on a couch and I'll be able to watch TV. And then when I'm done, I'll turn the TV off and I will slide the couch down into my bed, and I'll go to sleep. That does sound great, right? It sounds great if you're camping in it, right? If you're in it a limited amount of time. Very first lesson, right? When you're living in the vehicle full time, you don't want to be doing that every night. And the space underneath the bed is far more valuable for things that you might need than being able to turn the bed into a couch. So same idea for the collapsible sink, right? There's just certain things that work so much better if you're camping and not living full time. Yeah, and that's kind of what I do with my pee bottle, Amelia. and my gray water tank. Like Lucky 1.0 had a gray water tank for my sink, and that's exactly what I did, right? I mean, my gray water tank was always so clean. All I ever did in my gray water tank was like brush my teeth and put ice in the sink for live streams. Like that's literally almost pretty much all I did. I wasn't like washing dishes in the sink because I just used vinegar. I'm not like, well, there's the one time I got a little sick, but that was dealt with promptly. But you know what I mean? Like it's such clean water. It seems so silly. KB gets me. White Hot Chocolate Fund. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I appreciate the super chat. And yeah, maybe I will. I mean, it's winter in Calgary. I may as well get myself one of those tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, KB. I very much appreciate that. Very kind. Am I still planning on using the portable AC unit? I actually am, because I'm not going to have the fridge in between my seats. What I'm envisioning now for those summer months when I'm parked and it's really hot is I can put the EcoFlow Wave 2 in between the seats, and I could put the Delta 2 Max, like the power station, in between the seats, and I can put the Wave 2 on top of it. And I was on Etsy the other day. I found it through a Google search, but somebody has made these custom designed mounts for the hoses that go in the window, and they have them like specifically designed for almost every van. So they have the Chevy Express on there, and you can choose driver or passenger in it. So it goes on, you roll the window down, and then you put it on the window ledge, then you roll it up a bit just to sort of tighten it. I should be in frame when I'm talking about this. You tighten it up, and it's got the two connectors on it, and you just connect the two exhaust hoses. Because my big problem was, and I get it, I wasn't exhausting the unit properly. I wasn't using both hoses, and that's how that unit needs to function. It needs to have both hoses vented properly. So if I can get one of those things off of Etsy, yes, then I will absolutely give that a shot for sure. It's in my parents' basement right now. Ooh. Mona, what am I drinking tonight? Tonight, I am enjoying a Jack Daniels and actual Coca-Cola premixed can. First time I saw them tonight, I stopped to get a couple beers, and I saw these in the singles, and I was like, okay, fine, twist my rubber arm. They're okay. They're a tiny bit better than the regular old Jack and Cola cans, but nothing I would write home about. And if I did write home about it, my mother wouldn't give two shits. Are you going to cut hatch holes in the bed platform to gain access to new drawers from the inside? No. I'm not going to do that. Nothing's going to go in those drawers that I'm going to need in a pinch. You know what I mean? My plan, that's like, well, like we said, it's Dixon storage more than anything. Not really. But like a lot of camping stuff in there, a lot of seasonal stuff in there. Just a place to put things like emergency and kind of like semi-emergency stuff, like my booster cables, my Noco charger that Jackie gave me, or like not the charger, but the boost pack, right? And you can sort of kind of reach to the back of the drawers when the electrical box hatch is open. So I guess if there was anything that I thought I might really, really need in a pinch, I could do that in theory. But yeah, in my brain, it's more like seasonal stuff that I won't need on the absolute daily. How much is the fridge in US dollars? You talking about the Glacier? I don't know. Hey Siri. What's 800 USD in Canadian?
800 US dollars is $1,088.32.
Oh, so wait, other way around. Will that work? Will she do it? She won't fix it. I did it backwards. Hey Siri, what's 800 Canadian dollars in American?
$800 is 588 US dollars and 6 cents.
Siri's so helpful. Anyway, my Siri, your Siri listened to me. Your little Irish man, Siri. Amber Lane, welcome to the chat, my dear. Happy Friday. Hope your weekend's off to a good start. So much storage in an ambulance. Well, yeah, so much storage in anything that's bigger. 100%. Hey, Rosalie F, how you doing, my dear? Welcome to the live stream. Walks with Bender. You express yourself so beautifully through film. Do you do any other art forms such as drawing or painting? No, not well. But no, this has always been first of all, that's very kind of you to say. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I don't know that what I do is beautifully done, but thank you. It's very kind of you to say. That's always been my draw, and it's always been easy for me to sort of be a little bit more exuberant and out of myself and be my best self, I think is the way I should say, because everything I do is me, and it's been easy for me to be that, even though it's not that I'm not an outgoing person, but I am a little bit more of an introverted person when it comes to being around people. Right. But no, nothing else. Definitely tried. I remember when I was younger, I drew comics. I loved Spider-Man comics and stuff, old Marvel comics back in the day and whatnot. So I was drawing my own comics for a few years there. A lot of Sonic the Hedgehog. What is it called? Fan fiction, I guess you would call it. So I was drawing that. But no, and painting, not so much. I can color and stay in the lines. That's about the most I could do. Am I keeping the Thule? Yeah, for now. I was up there, actually. I pulled Lucky out the other day to do something in a video, obviously. And I got a good look at the Thule finally. I should be able to patch it. Yeah, it's cracked. It's actually cracked in more places than I thought. It's cracked at the back and one place in the middle. But with some silicone and some Gorilla Tape, it should be fine. Funny story. And this will be spoilers for an upcoming vlog. Hi, Van Ruth. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the live chat. Happy Friday. Also, Brenda Law. Hello, darling. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See, now I lost my train of thought. Thule. Had out. Spoiler for the vlog. Oh, I can't get my roof racks off, Lucky. Not without grinding them off. The Rhino racks have specific proprietary screws, right? With a little hole. It doesn't matter what it is, but the fact it's basically an Allen key that you stick in there, and that's how you loosen the Rhino racks off. No, they're not coming off unless I grind them off. I don't know what happened, but that sounds like a future Matthew problem for sure. Way in the future. And I don't even know if it will end up being a future Matthew problem. I believe it will be a Wherever Lucky ends up, she ends up with those Rhino Rack roof rack things on top of her. I was quite shocked by that. I thought for sure that'd be fine, but nay. Kimberly, how old is Penny? And did she seem to mourn Stella? When my husband passed, Miss Kitty slept in his chair for about a month. That's interesting that you. I don't know how old Penny is actually, because when I got her, she was full grown. So I'm not sure. For the longest time, I thought she was pretty much the same age as Stella. Now that Stella has passed, I know that not to be true. Penny is considerably younger. And honestly, no. My dad asked me that last night. He said, "Do you think she misses her little fur buddy or whatever?" Can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but and I had to say, no, I don't think so. I think she actually enjoys being solo. She's kind of developed a little bit of a bigger personality ever since Stella passed away. So yeah, that bitch. Just kidding. Oh, yeah, the Rhino Rack, stay on. I was yelling at my TV on that one when I backed. I'm sure a lot of people were yelling. That was the whole point. You could always do voiceover work. You have a great voice. I got a lot on my plate right now, but I do appreciate you saying so, that I'd be good enough to do that. I wouldn't even know how to start like pursuing something like that. But again, not really at the forefront of my desires, priorities. Do you ever keep note of which tracks you use on your videos? The track that starts yesterday's video stuck in my head. I Googled it, but I couldn't find it. No, but I might be able to find it for you if I still have it. Oh, yesterday's video? Oh, no, never mind. That'll be gone. Oh, wait a second. That was, what was yesterday's? What yesterday was 88? Oh, I do still have it in my editor. Is this it? Oh yeah, there it is. It's a track called Waiting Arms by Zach Nelson. Yeah, that was a good one. No, I very rarely keep track of that. I put out so many videos so frequently that I don't. Sometimes I save songs that I really like. That will probably make my folder actually. But I've got a folder of favorite music, and I'll probably use all of those songs again at some point, maybe to like end the chapter or something. But there's been a lot more lyrical music this chapter than any previous chapter. So yeah. From Southwestern Australia. Hello, darling. How are you? Amber was a stray also. Amber, yeah. Jamie says, hello, Matt from Colorado Springs. I've been enjoying the rebuild videos. I get impatient waiting for your videos. I do miss Happy Coffee Life as well. She's here. Say hi. It's cool to hear that that you get impatient and anxiously await what I'm creating. That's really cool. I'm doing my best to keep up with it. So thank you for continuing to watch. It's time for me to leave this lovely lakeside parking spot and go get food. Fridge is currently barren. Thanks for the quality content. Say it with me now. Tally frickin' ho. Thanks, Gregory. Have yourself a good weekend, my man. Fill that fridge up. Thank you so much for the super chat. Do I plan on fixing the Thule, or do I get a new one? Well, maybe you just joined. I'll probably fix it. I just talked about that like 5 minutes ago. Most likely patch it up and see how she goes. Telly friggin' ho. Oh. Laura, love your videos. Have you thought about adding hanging easy access bags to the back of the front and passenger seats for more storage? I had some of that actually on the passenger seat when I first moved into Lucky. I feel I hated it. I kept hitting it. And it was just, for me, it was just an excuse to have more stuff. And also the water station being how far out it was, it made that whole entranceway a little bit more narrower. I won't be able to have anything on the back of the driver's seat. I couldn't before because of the way the counters was, and I won't this time for the same reason. But yeah, no, it doesn't really work for me. And like I said, I just find this an excuse for me to have more things, but I don't have as many little plastic drawers to keep toiletries. So it absolutely might need to be something that I give another crack at, right? I have been thinking about something like that. Yeah, the Thules are expensive. I got mine secondhand off Facebook Marketplace, so I got very lucky that way. Thules are not cheap. Hey, Aaron, enjoy your weekend, my man. Thanks for stopping by. Ta-ta for now. Oh. My friend's son recently did some custom carpentry for me. He is an avid outdoorsman, so I sent him a gift certificate for Craze Outdoors and made sure, Craze was aware I found out about them through you. Well, that's awesome, Barb. Thank you so much. Love to hear people supporting that place. Those guys are really great. That entire family, now that I've met the entire family down at that outdoor show, it was super cool to see the whole sort of like team behind the scenes and get to know everybody. I still have not committed the mom and the daughter's name to memory. I'm such a terrible person. I'm working on it. I'll get there eventually. Nappy Gal says, I love the new bed construction. Makes more sense. By the way, I'm concerned you're going to hit your head on your cabinets. Well, I haven't yet. Why would you put that out in the universe? I was hitting my head on that other cabinet a little bit too much yesterday. Let me tell you that. Chat slowing down a little bit. Cool. Kind of play catch up here a little bit. So if you're just joining the live chat or whatever, if you got questions for me, just throw them into the chat. I do my best to answer what I can. It does help to put a QQQ right before your question, makes it sort of stand out amongst the rest of the chatter. And we're just hanging out. I'm in an Airbnb right now because I'm going to pick Brooklyn up tomorrow, and on Sunday morning we out of here back for the Kootenays. So that's why I'm sitting on a couch with a big green tree. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be sleeping with my head underneath the cabinets too much. I'm still going to sleep probably the same way, maybe a little bit more of a diagonal, but don't worry so much about my head on the cabinets. Although I do appreciate everybody worrying about that. A couple more knocks, I'm not going to survive it. Hi, Blair. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the live chat, sir. Buy a pool noodle before you hit your head. Alive and well in Israel. I recently bought a 19-foot ProMaster. Any advice as a longtime van lifer? Insulate the van. Insulate the van. Don't stay parked at one place for too long if it's a company that's allowing you to stay there overnight. And if you are staying there, don't put all your shit outside. Don't be one of those people. That's my biggest advice. And insulate your van, depending on where you are. And maybe insulate your floor. I'm not going to do that. I know a lot of people wanted me to rip my floor up. That was a great time to insulate your floor. No, that would be so much more work. I talk about that in a vlog next week or the week after or whatever, but it might behoove you, depending on where you are. Have I tried bamboo rum? If so, what was your opinion? I apparently drank the wrong one. I had the black bottle, not the clear bottle. I wasn't a fan. I need to try the clear bottle. How much is this Airbnb? This one was $73 a night. Yeah. When is your first camp trip of the year and where? I don't know, and I'm not telling. Those are my answers. I like things to be a surprise. Scariest incident van life wise. Don't really have one. Honestly, my personal scariest incident isn't really like specific to van life, but I was unlucky when it happened. It's here on the channel. It's when my my pulley broke and my belt flew off and I lost all power to Lucky. I was on the highway and Amber ended up, she was still working at Lordco at the time and she was able to bring me the parts I need. That was probably the scariest because I had like very little control. When your belt flies off, you lose cooling, you lose power steering, and so it's very hard to maneuver the vehicle. And when you're in a big bugger like Lucky, this can be scary. But yeah, in terms, you're probably asking more about like scary moments of people lurking. I haven't had any of that yet. That's why people are like, "Aren't you worried about not being stealthy?" No, not really. Haven't felt the need to be stealthy yet. So. And that's based on the fact that it hasn't really happened. There was like one moment on Christmas, like my first Christmas Eve, where I was the only car in the Walmart parking lot. And there were some dingbats driving around there in their pickup, doing donuts in the parking lot and kind of like driving slow past my van and then ripping real loud across the road to the next parking lot. And I saw them get out of their truck. I was, of course, creeping and looking out my window and seeing what I could see. That kind of like gave me a very large sense of unease. And that was the one and only time I actually moved. And I went up the hill to a different location, got a great night's sleep. And I woke up Christmas morning and everything was fine. Right. But that was it. Those are the only two big things. French toast or pancakes? French toast. But pancakes are delicious too. Vernon wants to know if he can be a mod. He even said, please. Vernon's driving. He doesn't need to be a mod right now. What was that cool black bottle you packed in the new drawer? What? Oh, the Deadhead rum? The bottle of rum? That's the Deadhead rum that my cousin gave me for Christmas. I think that's what you're talking about. There's only black bottle, but it's not black. It's brown. Probably look black on the video. Will I do a meetup? I don't know. You're talking about a public meetup. We'll see. Maybe I've got an idea potentially, but I might just explore it on my Patreon first. I'm not a very big believer in. It's not about that I'm not a believer. I shouldn't say that. What's the right way? Crowds scare me. So, and a lot of the attention would be on me, and I get that. That being said, let me put this out there. I need to talk to the guys down at Craze Outdoors, but as far as I know, they're still in the process of moving to a new location. And when they do that, they want to have like a big grand reopening celebration. And so I may do a shout out there. So it wouldn't be like an official meetup, but it would be more like a, hey, this is where I'm going to be for the day. And it's, if you want to come down and say hi and support the shop and see if there's anything you might want. We did talk about sort of like doing that together, like a meetup / a grand reopening with them. But I haven't talked to them about that in a while. They've been so busy with all of the outdoor shows and RV shows and stuff. And I've been obviously in BC a lot. I do need to have a chat with Conrad and Jason. And that would probably be the best, most comfortable way for me to do it, if I'm being honest. But obviously that would be in Calgary. Do I have any forms of personal protection in your van? Have you seen all of my knives? When are you going to come to Niagara Falls? I was thinking about maybe going out there about May 27th, 2029. Are you still having problems with your heater? What about having one that is tapped directly to your gas? I don't want to do that. I've got zero interest in tapping into my gas tank. I don't like that. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't know. I just don't like that idea. I like having everything contained, even though the heater was giving me so much trouble. As far as how is it running, I don't know. It's been unplugged since I took it out of Lucky. And I've been kind of like toting it around with me back and forth and placing it in areas in the van to see where it could go. I should bench test it, I suppose, again, before I put it in the floor. But the way I'm installing it this time, that's one other thing I learned. And I'll go over this again probably in the vlogs, is that when I first built Lucky, the very first build, I built her, right, how I wanted her and how she ended up. And the diesel heater was one of the very last things I put in. So I kind of had sectioned off, like when I had Lucky's blank canvas, like I tore everything out and I sprayed her with that black rocker guard on the inside. And I'm just looking at this blank canvas. I looked at that spot for whatever reason where she was originally behind the passenger seat there on the right behind the cargo doors. I said, that's the spot for her. And then I went ahead and I built the entire van and I kept that spot free for her. But I built the water station. I built the shelves. I built the wheel well, and I built my bed. All these things surrounded that spot. Sure, nothing was in the spot, but they were all surrounding it. And it was a nightmare to get at, an absolute nightmare to get at that diesel heater. Drove me through the roof. That's why I was so fortunate when it worked so well for that first year and a half. And then this last year, obviously, we've had nothing but problems with it. Well, I wouldn't say nothing but problems. It's kept me alive and it was working, but there was a lot more problems than there had been previous years. Now, shit happens. It's kind of like nature with those diesel heaters. It's going to happen. I learned I need to be able to get at it easier. So where it's going to be in Lucky 2.0, I guarantee you it's way less stressful to get at. And that's my biggest thing. Good night, Amelia. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, darling. Tammy is screaming at her phone. Yeah, I know. I'm sure a lot of people were. Hi, Tammy. Welcome to live chat. Michael Kenny, Matthew, I'm truly enjoying Lucky 2.0. This has been a fun group of vlogs. That's all I have for you. Good night. Very succinct and to the point. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Make the passenger seat a swivel chair. Okay. Good night to all. Tally frickin' ho. Maybe that should be my new outro. Instead of just doing the whole ramble, I'm just going to say, until the next one, tally frickin' ho. Done. I like that. If someone takes their time to comment, your monitors should not delete. It has happened 3 times this vlog, and it was kid-friendly content. So I am ankle to unsubscribe. I don't know that anybody's deleting your content or deleting your comments, Angela. The only mod I have here is Renee, and she's pretty easygoing. So if stuff's getting deleted, I might have them flagged. There's not I don't think that would be Renee removing your comments. There's been a lot of that crap happening with YouTube lately, though. So I'm sure it wasn't anything personal against you, my dear. Life with Bill Siff. Hello, sir. Happy Friday to you. Hopefully you're doing well. I am a little worried that you may have more weight on the driver's side. Yeah, maybe. It's got to be more weight somewhere. I'll just get Penny to sit in the passenger seat. It'll be fine. Good evening, Jersey and her nomads. Welcome to the live chat. How are you? I love when Brooklyn says tally frickin' ho. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Camaro Sean is in the van. Actually, I can't say that. He's in the house. Hi, Sean. How you doing, buddy? What hat are you wearing tonight? You better bloody believe it. Thank you to my mother. I love how you show your emotions when you talk about Brooklyn, especially the Polar Express vlog. I love that video, man. That video made me cry. I cannot tell you. Oh, I need to tell you a tragic story right now, too. This just kind of segues into it. And it's just like something I got to live with now. And it sucks. But that vlog, I love that vlog. That's probably my favorite vlog this chapter so far. And it was so just like personal. And it's like, it was such a great experience. And I have such a great memory of it. And I'm thankful I have that memory. And I'm thankful that I get to see my daughter as much as I do. Because obviously I censor my daughter. I protect her face, right? As I blur it out. And so I'm going along, I'm making this video and I exported it. And I actually had to export it a few times because there were some instances that messed up or like music didn't line up or whatever. I remember that. So I ended up watching that video by myself before I uploaded it probably 5 or 6 times. And it's just like, if I can make myself get emotional, it's easy. Actually, I was going to say, if I can make myself get emotional, I know I'm doing a good job, but actually it's just like, of course I'm going to get emotional because I'm like so close to the subject matter, and it's happy emotions, right? Super happy emotions. And what I do, what you all should know, is like when I'm editing my videos or when I'm done my videos, I end up with 2 folders, right? I've got a folder that has all of the raw footage, like all of the footage that comes from my phone. Every single time you push record on your phone, you get a new video clip. I shoot a vlog. I grab all of those clips. It's usually between 80 to 120 clips. I drop that into one folder. Then I take all of those files and I put them into the editor and I edit them all together and I export the video, and that goes into the second file. And that is the completed video, right? With all of my edits and everything. And that is what I upload to YouTube. Now, what I did with that video, because I loved it so much, specifically that one, is I went back into the editor and I removed all of the censor blocks from Brooklyn's face. And I exported a copy for myself and I put it into that folder. And what I do after that is, because you still, like, an exported video, especially now the long ones, can get upwards of 10 gigabytes. So after the video goes live and you guys all watch it, and I know that it's free and clear of any copyright strikes or any errors like that, I then take the completed video and I put it onto my external drive, my little SD drives that I have. And that way I have all of the finished videos. The raw footage, I don't keep. That's too big. That's too much storage. I don't need that. I always trash it. Yeah, I just don't need it. I'm never going to go back and re-edit this. And if I'm going to, I can just edit what I've already created. You know what I mean? Breaks my heart. I did that whole process. I put the Polar Express video onto the hard drive, and I thought, okay, great. Both copies of the video, both censored and uncensored, are on the hard drive. I went to watch it because I wanted to have that specific video uncensored to be able to watch and see my little girl, right? Turns out I ended up putting the uncensored video into the raw footage folder, and trash can, empty trash can. I was so beside myself, you guys, and lucky that night. I was just I was just so angry with myself, and it's only because I was moving so fast and trying to make room on my computer that I didn't like double and triple check everything. Broke my heart. But what are you going to do? Right? it happened. It sucks, and I've kind of been wanting to share that story with everybody because it's just one of those things. I have we have the censored video. It's here on YouTube, but yeah, that was rough. Ugh. But I'm glad you enjoyed the vlog nonetheless. Joseph Malloy Travels, thank you so much, sir. Sorry you came in at a rough, not a rough moment, but just an emotional story. Happy Friday and welcome to the live chat, sir. Thank you very much for the super chat. I hope you're doing well. We also had one come in from Teresa. She said, if I can afford booze, I can donate a little to the cause. Love you, Brooklyn and Penny. Teresa, thank you so very much. It's a very kind way to look at it, and I do appreciate your support. Thank you for that super chat. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us. Okay, now I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people that are very empathetic towards what just happened, so we'll just scroll to the bottom. Thank you all for the support. I appreciate it. It is a picture film in my head forever, that's for sure. It's and that's one of those things that it just happens in this like digital age, right? Any thoughts about making the Lucky 2.0 reveal a live stream? Probably not. I like filming and having the creative control over a video like that a little bit more. But you know what? Stranger things have happened. When am I buying my land and cabin? It's tomorrow. I don't know. Jody, welcome to the live chat. Thank you for the question. That's such a far way away. I don't know. I can't even begin to say when. If I was to like twist my arm, 5 years, hopefully, right? It's still a financial investment, right? So I don't know. That's about as best I can do, right? Yeah, as a mother to 7 kids, losing those videos and pictures hits hard. Now you'll just have to go again next year. I love that video 100%. And that is the plan. That's an expensive little trip. And my cousin like floated that bill for all of us, which is incredible. So hopefully I can return the favor this year because it was a really fun time to go, the 4 of us, and have that as like our little mini family. I shouldn't say mini, but it's kind of a mini little family, right? It's super nice. It was a very nice time. You have to keep only dead fish go with the flow, right? Never get rid of it. Never give up. Never surrender. When am I planning on being back in the van full time? Hopefully middle of April at the latest. Did I try going into the trash can and searching for it? At work we can do that, and I found something I threw out last year. No, because I always empty my trash can. That was the problem. That was like that's when I knew I was screwed because I'd already double clicked and said empty trash can. I never let that build up. Like when you're dealing with the amount of video files that I deal with on the daily, that's crazy. Oh, Lynn, speaking of Lindsay. Oh, she texted me. Maybe she was in the live chat and I missed her. I'm not sure. Wasn't sure what her plans were tonight. Oh, and actually, forgive me, everybody. I got to text Brooklyn's mom and just double check the time tomorrow. Whoops. I sliced my thumb open and it's so hard to text now. I've been trying to get good at swipe texting. I'm not very good at it yet. See what happens. Okay. So sorry, everybody. Please forgive me. Do I ever regret challenging Lindsay to crib? No. It's so much fun. I'm glad it's become this thing now. She has to beat me again this year so that we're tied up. Now that Amber got her job back and not staying in the van as much, are you still going to hang out together? No. She's beneath me now. She's out of the van. She quit van life. Screw that scrub. Absolutely not. No, we'll still, of course we are. We're really, really good friends. It's not like we're not. We just saw each other today, actually. When I was driving back to Calgary, I stopped and said hello. Will I be coming to Newfoundland? I hope so. Is that like, I know there's no plans to do that, but I would love to do that trip. That would be an amazing trip. I would love to go to Newfoundland. Whoop. Hey, Matthew, you going to go watch the new Beetlejuice movie when it comes out? You know what? Right before I went live, I saw that the trailer popped up on my feed, and I was going to watch it, and then I didn't. So I'll have to check that out. I really like the first one. I need to watch that trailer. I mean, I could save that for later. I don't need to watch it right now. We got a lot of like little teaser trailers today. We got the Beetlejuice sequel, and we got Alien Romulus. Oh. Based, right? Yeah, Ghostbusters opened yesterday. I was gonna go see it, and I heard a mediocre review on it, and then I decided to say I don't care about that review. I was gonna go, but then I decided to do a live stream. So you're welcome. Just kidding. What made my parents want to move to BC? That was their plan forever when they retired. That was, well, I shouldn't say that, but they used to own property in a different location in New Denver when we were growing up, right? When I talk about our summers going to New Denver and going out there when I was little, it wasn't to where they are now. They owned property in a different place in the village. And ironically enough, they ended up selling that property because they were going to go somewhere else. They were looking at a whole bunch of different places, and they ultimately ended up finding the spot where they are now. Then they moved there. But it was always sort of in the cards that when they were both officially retired, they were going to move to someplace quieter. And I think the fact that my little brother moved out there definitely helped with that decision to go to that like similar area. They're still separated by about 45, 50 minutes of a drive, but it's a nice little, and I was driving to my little brother's the other day, and I was just like kind of taking in and appreciating how frequently I've been able to be out there lately. Like, yes, I was house sitting for my parents, but I wouldn't be able to do that as frequently as I have been able to do if I wasn't doing van life and I didn't have Grace. You know, it's such a cool thing that in my own way, I found the ability to stay with my family. Not that they like, that makes it sound like they abandoned me and blah, blah. That's not what I mean at all. Like, not at all. But it's just like, this is where we all are now, even though I'm not there in the same context that they are. And it's really cool. Especially when you're as close with your family as I am, right? I was just like a weird little thought I was having. I have a lot of weird little thoughts like that when I'm just driving around in the Jeep. Sorry. Michael Kenny, thank you very much for the super chat, my man. I very, very much appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you for hanging out this fine Friday night with us. Hey, just ordered my tea to be shipped to the States. They should give you a discount code at VanlifePLUS. That's actually funny. I do need to talk to them. I hope in the future, because Carly did reach out to me. She's the one that always like sends videos to say thank you when you place an order. I was talking to her, and she did invite me over to this, like their plant or their factory or whatever anytime. So I would love to do that for the vlog, to actually go over there and film and show everybody around it. And she did say, please send us over a media kit if you have it. We don't have a lot of experience working with people online. And I was like, you and me both. I don't have a media kit. But that could be something that we look for in the future, right? So that's cool. I hope you enjoy the tea, because I sure do. Watch the new Roadhouse tonight. Like the first one better. That's my plan when I'm done this live stream. But that's not a surprise. You know, 2 hours of Jake Gyllenhaal pretending to be Patrick Swayze. I'm late to the party, so I don't know if this has been asked yet, but is Amber going to make it to the Patreon camping trip? I don't know. She hasn't paid me yet. Yeah, Amber will be there. With her job, it may have to be like she comes for the day or comes for the evenings, then goes back. You know what I mean? But where she is will be fairly close to where that is all happening. So, yes. Try an electric blanket in the van. Keeps you warm and doesn't use much power. Ramon, I have one of those. I was using it in Grace not too long ago. Got to watch all of the videos, even the ones where I'm cramming my big ass into the back of Grace. But yeah, that actually, I have that Gobi heated blanket, and I got that from the guys down at Craze Outdoors, and it's good. I like it. It kept me warm those couple times I was in the van. I don't usually need it when I was in the couple times I was in the Jeep. I don't need stuff like that when I'm in the van because the diesel heater does such a good job. And I weighted blanket. But it is nice to have sort of like in my metaphorical back pocket, so to speak. Dreadwolf says, Matthew, you've inspired me to do a camper shell. It's on an AT4. Nice. That's a fancy Chevy. 1 ton so I can hit the open road and adventure around. That's awesome. That's a great idea. It's a really nice truck to do it on as well. I think it's a Chevy. It's a Chevy or GMC. Like they're the same shit, but I'm pretty sure the AT4 is the Chevy brand. But that's super cool. I'm glad I can inspire you to do that. That's very flattering for sure. And I hope you enjoy your decision. Now I have to go make a media kit. Yeah. I'll put that on the list of shit to do. David, Traveling Ferret. Hello, sir. How are you? Says, whoops, that's not David. I love the drawers you put under your bed. That's a popular thing with van life now. I was at the Mint 400 Vegas, told Dixon about you, that they need to sponsor you, laughing out loud. That's literally what I do. That's hilarious. I hope you had a good time down there. That sounds like cool. And yeah, the drawers are very popular because like they make sense. Like I, for the longest time, had that space pretty much available under my bed, and I was constantly crawling and reaching under from either side, whether I was inside lucky or whether I was outside with the cargo doors open. It's just utter nonsense. So now with my back the way it is, the drawer just made the absolute most sense. Have I figured out a thinner, slimmer kitchen cabinet system for Lucky 2.0? Yes. No spoilers. But yes. It should all be like, it's still going to be, there should still be enough like surface space for me, but all in all, the footprint should be a lot smaller than it was before, hopefully. Corey E, hello. Also, Elsa the City Van, hello, my dear. Happy Friday to you. Barb Atkinson says, I know it would be extra work, but we are all enjoying the musical tracks you are using. Anyway, you can be noted in the description of the video. Yes, I could do that, but if I'm being honest, I probably won't. By the time I get my video uploaded, the last thing I do is go back and see. They all come from Artlist. You know, I do see those requests. We'll see what the future brings. But yeah, we will see. DW Stickman says, hey, Matthew, just wanted to say hello. I just want you to know that my wife and I watch your videos every night. Say hi to David and Judy. Well, hello, David and Judy. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I'm sorry it's not every single night of the week, but if that was the case, I wouldn't have time to do such things as these lovely live streams or, travel. But I'm glad that you enjoy the videos that I do put out when I do get them out. Thank you very much for your support and for being here right now. I need a replacement for Mountain Dew. 7-Up. Revita Energy Tea. I don't know. I'm going to do it. I'm doing the last piece. I don't even care. Sprite. That's a good suggestion as well. All right, we got another little bit of a lull in the chat here, slowing down. Not so bad. I appreciate that. Just do another friendly reminder. Simple live chat, everybody. Hangout. Probably not going to go for too much longer. But if you got any questions for me about van life or the build or anything in general, really, that you think I might be able to answer, please throw it into the chat. I do my best to answer all of those questions. If you throw a Q at the beginning of your comment, definitely helps it stand out, and I see it a little bit easier. And yeah, I'm in an Airbnb right now. It's actually pretty cool little Airbnb. I'm excited to show it off later. What kind of pizza is this? That is chicken Caesar pizza from Pizza Hut. Now I want pizza. You're welcome. Am I going to take the orange color into my new build, says or asks Cindy. I don't know. Probably not, actually. Cindy, my apologies. I will go a little bit more in depth in a second. Let me actually I'll put that down. I mentioned it earlier in the live stream, but very briefly, I'm toying with the idea of actually getting a nice stain for the front face, like the forward facing cabinet, like doors and stuff, and seeing how that goes. Because I need to water seal the wood that will be Penny's poop apartment anyway, just in case for when she gets older and maybe she starts having an accident outside of her litter box. I don't want that getting into the wood, right? So I was like, well, if I'm already going to do that on the inside, maybe I should make the outsides look a little nicer. Maybe I can find a nice stain that will complement the white that I already have, right? So there you go. Just want to let you know I was enjoying your build series. Thank you, Bill Bletcher. I appreciate that. MDB says, what insulation did I use? For the majority of the build on Lucky, I used Pink Panther board. Well, not all Pink Panther board, but it was essentially like that styrofoam board and spray foam. I used spray foam to adhere all of those foam boards to the wall. Of Lucky. Pizza Hut does still exist. Like Dale. Hello, sir. How are you? I think you were here earlier, and I just didn't say hi. My apologies. I'll reach for the Pepsid later. Good gravy. Jordan Steak to Canada. Thank you so much, my man, for that super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Is it an ice cream? It's so cold right now in Alberta. Maybe I'll save that, or I'll put it towards another white hot chocolate. I'm gonna be loaded up for days. Thank you very much, my man. I do appreciate that. Stop hoarding all the nice weather over there. 1 inch foam. I think it was more like 1.5 or 2 inch on the walls. You gotta have to go check out my insulation videos. There is one on the channel called Insulation Installation, and I kind of go over all of it there. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Debbie, I appreciate that. Am I going to finish the window? You mean the one where I put the foam board? Yes. Yes, I do remember when Pizza Hut was a sit-down restaurant. Go in, have the buffet, the dessert bar, all that good stuff. I do remember that. The 90s were great. Have I ever tried a little laser toy for Penny? Yeah. I don't imagine that would work very well in the van. She goes after it for a bit. I have done it in the van with her. Obviously, it was a little bit more conducive in a larger open space. As she's gotten older, she's sort of lost interest in it a bit, but Broken Nomad rolled in. Everybody calm down, behave yourselves. How you doing, Kevin? Lisa, why was Vernon going to Ohio? Work stuff? Sorry, everybody. Lindsay's texting me. Probably around 3. Ooh. Oh, I'm glad to hear that the cortisone worked, dude. That's awesome. There's nothing like freaking pain relief when it works. And I bet you it was almost instant too, wasn't it? Oh, snow dogs. Oh, that's cool. Is this still the soda shop? I think it might be. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to take another quick bio break. Everybody bring Kevin up to speed, and we will be right back after these messages from our sponsors. This live stream brought to you by Jack Daniels and All right, welcome back. Cindy Knox says, have you thought about using a portable oven? They are pretty cool and fold down for storage. I had one of those sent to me by one of my Patreon supporters. I used it in the Chapter 3 finale. Not bad. It was more of like a warmer. But other than that, no, not a lot of use for an oven. I look at stuff like the Fine Prince build in his Ram ProMaster, and his little oven is quite cool. So who knows? Maybe in the future, but currently not so much. Jason, how you doing, buddy? Glad I spotted this live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, who was that? I missed that. Who was that? Luella Hoffman. Hi, Matthew. It's good to see you live. I love your videos. Well, thank you, Luella. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good Friday and that your weekend's off to a lovely start. Hey, CJ from the 6. How you doing, sir? I love your avatar. Hi, Matt. Great job with Lucky 2.0. Some cash for needed wood, screws, drivers, straps, harnesses, or whatever you need. It's so true, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Also, we're off to whiskey. I don't care. Sarah Rose wouldn't approve. Sarah Rose can suck it. Ooh, it's summertime now. Thank you very much for that very kind super chat, CJ. I appreciate it, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying the build videos on 2.0. Well, things have been very busy, Jason. The amount of back and forth has just been crazy, and the build on Lucky, while going well, is a lot of work. Excuse me. Yeah, I won't let Vernon be a mod because he's driving. Is it a snack center? I don't know. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Keep the color neutral and use all the decorations as pops of color. What is your favorite color? Believe it or not, my favorite color is green, although a lot of people would probably assume that it's orange. But yeah, green's definitely my favorite color. Always has been. Want to know why? Ninja Turtles. Good night, Seeker. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And welcome back to Ian, One Aussie's Adventure. Hello, 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 sir. Oh, Van Gaal says, Matthew, I will respond for Sarah Rose as at a lucky stuff is nasty. Yuck, no way. This is great. Makes me feel like I'm wrenching on vehicles in my grandpa's garage. And it didn't break the bank either. That being said, it's not really a concern. I love my Begbie. Don't get me wrong. We got to go to craft beer. Begbie. My son's favorite color is green, and he can't see green. That's why. There's a weird disconnect there. He can't see it, so it can be whatever he wants it to be. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I'm young. Ninja Turtles. I mean, they're from the 80s. Yeah. Big part of my childhood. Them, Ghostbusters, Transformers, the G.I. Joes, Power Rangers. Hey, there's Lady Time. Bobby, how you doing? Carrie McLaren, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, my dear. Appreciate you hanging out with us. If I haven't watched Cruz's video, you mean Chrome's video from today? Is that the one with the dogs? Is that what you're talking about, Bill? Will there be a swivel chair in the build, says Phyllis. Yes. What shade of green? Turns out Kelly green is my favorite, I think. I like all shades of green, really. But what I've learned is that a lot of green doesn't look great on me in my own mind. Like when when you put you like, oh, I really like the way that looks. And then you put it on, let's say a Dixon. You put it on, and then when you're looking around, you can just see it out of your periffs. You just I don't like the way that looks. I really don't. And then I see myself when I'm editing, don't like it. But Kelly green, turns out, I do like that very much. Sorry, Lindsay's still texting me. The B&B. Go. I had to wear an ugly green every day for years. That's not good. See, Vernon couldn't be a mod. He has to get gas now. Could you imagine if while he's busy getting gas, I really needed a moderator, I'd be shit out of luck. Unbelievable. We have fond memories in your earlier videos of Lucky Beer, right? And you know what? Amber and I made a realization the other day. I was drinking Heineken. Spoilers, it's going to be the official summer of Heineken. But I realized Heineken, and it's probably as true for most beer, and I need to test this theory. And I will sacrifice, and I will take on the responsibility of this. But we realized that Heineken from a bottle tastes a little bit better than Heineken from a can. So I want to try it with Lucky. Primarily, I've drank Lucky from cans, but there was one video where the very end stinger of the video was me going into the liquor store, and I found bottles of Lucky. I've only ever seen them in this one liquor store in Calgary. At the time, I wasn't really paying attention, and it's Lucky. It doesn't have as much flavor as something like Heineken or like a craft beer, but I'm curious. So I volunteer as tribute to get Lucky in a bottle and a can, and I shall try. Snow Dogs. I'm still here. Can I be a mod? Is that his daughter? I hate driving. Is that Vern's daughter? The spring is nearing and off-road plans are being organized. Looks like we'll have a big crew heading to McLean Creek for May Long. I'm still unsure if I can make it, but if I can, May Long, I don't know. I probably have a camping trip lined up for then, but I may be out in that area a lot frequently coming up in the future anyway, Jason. We shall see. Yeah, I need to get Grace a little bit dirty. That is for sure. Oh, that's your son. Sorry, my bad. Vernon said he was going to get Snow Dogs, going to get his girl. I just assumed. My apologies to Vernon's son. Begging me to be a model. Get you put in a corner. I'm back. I'm dealing with my youngest daughter who broke up with her boyfriend today, and dealing with my oldest finally moving out with her boyfriend in 6 months. You got a lot of raging heart. See a heartbreak yourself going on over there, Teresa. Wow. My condolences. Heineken. Yeah, there's a whole story behind that. People are not going to be happy when I tell that story, and then they see me drinking Heineken all summer. But it all has a point. Plus, I like rubbing people the wrong way sometimes. Who doesn't like to be rubbed the wrong way every once in a while? Andrew says, I like green, but lately I've been putting a lot of purple colored on things. But you know what? In purple, I'm stunning. Hashtag Babylon 5 quote. Didn't watch Babylon 5. But I bet you look stunning in purple, Andrew. Jason says, speaking of Grace and off-roading, do the front connection points for your tow system come off, or are they permanent and need to be considered while ramming into shit? Well, I've got a nice license plate that also says Grace, so I don't know that I want to ram into shit. But I haven't looked. I'm pretty sure they're permanent, though. Beer in a bottle always. I know. Amber and I were talking about that. It's like if you were drinking exclusively out of bottles, like and living in a van, like that's obnoxious. How do you get rid of that? My solution was to get a heavy duty bag, like a burlap sack, and smash the bottles into millions of tiny pieces. And then you could make a nice wind chime. Not literally, but you could. It doesn't take up as much space. That would be my solution. We'll make sure Grace is kept pretty. You can get in with me if you want to do stupid shit. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. I feel like smashing bottles would draw attention to a van. Yeah, maybe don't do it in the parking lot in the middle of the night. That'd probably be a bad idea. So I feel like I'm very close to everybody right now, but I'm old and I don't have my glasses on. So this is how I'm reading. I prefer the keg to bottled. Ooh, somebody's got a very refined palate. I expect nothing less from Touristique du Canada. Why don't I tow Lucky with Grace? Because that's physically impossible. It's I say nay. Put the bottles back in the 12-pack case. Yeah, but then you still got bulky-ass glass bottles you got to get rid of. Whereas cans, you can crush them down. You know what I mean? That's kind of where that like whole mentality was coming from. MDB says, thanks, Matt, for all your answers tonight. Take care. Enjoy your time with your daughter. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Enjoy your weekend. Francisco wants me to name a tune, but he didn't hum. Oh. Nobody knows that song. Lucky is a hefty gal. Lucky's a hefty gal when she's empty. That poor 3.6 liter wouldn't enjoy having Lucky behind it. No. Grace would just be like, are those gumballs? Yeah, they look like it. They sure are. Please keep the snow. Oof. This is 5 cents. Probably. What's the top speed you can tow Grace in, Lucky, Matthew? Limited by law? No idea. No clue. I've gone 120. I think. Maybe not. That might be a little excessive. But no, yeah. On a downhill, I think I've had her going at a good clip. Round two dangerous. Matthew, are you going out named Lucky Van when you're done with the build and painting it? What? Am I gonna put the name Lucky on the van? Oh, probably not. Although on Patreon, whoever shared that one, that 3D render was kind of cute. I like that. That was cool. I have 2 cans of beer left, so cheers. Cheers to you as well, sir. Matthew Shame, LOL. Why? Because I was going so fast. Nobody died. Matthew, did you consider to place some cloth or rubber mats inside the drawer boxes? It will make lots of noises for sure when you throw stuff in it. Yeah, that's probably something that we'll have to get done eventually. The stuff that's in there right now is kind of like in material that's not going to make a lot of noise, if that makes sense, or it's tucked in there so tightly it'll be okay, but I see where you're coming from. What's the plan when you finish up the van? Travels in between visits with B. What's the plan? Get back into the van, man, live my life. I don't know. There's no like real plan. I kind of got something in the back of my mind, but it's pretty much going to be camping season by then too. You spelled mom right the first time, Francisco. Would I ever raise the roof on Lucky? That's always such a popular question. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money. I guess I could eventually, but at this point, we're probably done with rebuilds on Lucky. Did I sell my PS5? I'm in love with Dragon's Dogma 2 right now. I've heard it's very good. No, I still have it. I mentioned that earlier in the live stream. I still have it. It's just sitting in my parents' basement. I probably am going to sell it just to fund like my bed or my fridge or something, right? We'll see. I don't know. But it's just a very lame paperweight right now. I heard the plan was to put 40s in a 6-inch lift on Lucky and tour with Monster Jam. That'd be amazing. Let's do that. How do we make that happen? 6-inch lift and 40-inch tires on Lucky. Just fucking... It's ridiculous. Thanks, CJ from the 6. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, I know you're just kidding around, Teresa. Yeah, I've heard that there's been a lot of like leaking issues with high tops and stuff on vans. So don't know that that's what I mean, right? Like I'd rather just get, if I do end up with another van, just get a high top from factory. You know what I mean? Like a Sprinter of some kind or a ProMaster. If I could do anything with my electrical system, what would I do? It's a good question, but it's funny because I I always just go with what I am able to do, and I've never really found myself thinking, "Oh, I need more power." Like Bill from Old Denver was super kind and sent me that. Have those videos come out yet? No, but I've talked about it because he said he sent me that 100 amp hour battery to hook into the system, right? Which was super cool of him. Very, very kind. And that battery is in Lucky now, all charged up. And that will definitely help. But in terms of what, I don't know, maybe just more amp hours, I guess. So I could, like, I don't know. I really don't. I don't long for a lot of power. Sorry, that was a lame answer. My apologies. Yikes. When will my next meetup be? Elsa the City Van. We talked about one earlier, possibly in May, in an association sort of, or in like partnership with Craze Outdoors is reopening at their new location. Obviously, I'll make announcements like here and on my Instagram. Best place to follow for stuff like that, for like public announcements, is to follow my Instagram account for sure. Because that's the easiest way to get like instant notifications to people, because the community tab on YouTube doesn't always reach everybody. I've got a lot of people tell me that they just don't see the community posts. And that seems to be like kind of in accordance with whatever device you might be using. So Instagram seems pretty consistent. So really good idea to follow me, or on Facebook, because everything I post to Instagram usually also posts to Facebook. Chrome mentioned you all are supposed to meet up for a camp trip. Me? I don't think he meant me. I haven't talked to Chrome in forever. When was the last time I talked to Chrome? I don't even know. Oh, I think I reached out to him when him and Emmy broke up, and we chatted for a little bit. And he said, "Congrats on the Jeep." So yeah, that was like that would have been back in, when was the Jeep revealed? In November. But I haven't talked. Yeah, I haven't really talked to Chrome since then. So I don't think he meant me, unless he was just being broad strokey and said like Vanlifers in Calgary. And in that case, he probably meant Bruce. Did you sell your PS5? I already answered that question, man. Come on, dude. I had a whole, and Dragon's Dogma 2 is awesome. Fellas, thank you for being here. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. You have yourself a fantastic night. Oh, so this is what a live stream is like. Scrolling through now, I see how daunting it is for the YouTuber to scan through comments. Earl, you have no idea, sir. And at this point in the evening, we're at a pretty nice pace where it's a lot easier. Also, hello and welcome. You let me know how that adventure goes, okay, Amber? Do you get pass tags for camping in national parks? I don't know what a pass tag is. We've got provincial parks that we camp in. And if they require a pass, we get them, but they're not like a physical tag. In my area, Kananaskis requires a pass, and Banff National Park, well, that's a national park, requires that park pass. But other campgrounds, we don't need passes. I'm too busy playing. I'll have to back it up. Good gravy, dude. Yes, I still have my PS5. I do want to sell it. I've heard Dragon's Dogma is good. I do not have an e-bike. No. I've been reached out to by a couple companies. Obviously, they were like shady as shit. They reached out and they offered me up electric scooters to review, which I immediately said yes to. Never, ever have I ever gotten a request from a company to do a product review that I've responded to faster than e-scooters. And that's because my little girl she loves scooters. And I thought it'd be super cool for me to have one. I would happily review that on my channel. Both times that happened, maybe I got back to them too fast and they were like, "Oh God, this guy's too eager." But both times I got the same bullshit response. "Oh, never mind. We made a mistake. We're actually having production issues, but we'll let you know when those get resolved." And I, of course, have not heard back from either company. So it's like, what? Why'd you reach out? Have I ordered my new DC to DC and solar charge controller yet? No, I have not. Not yet. I feel like the electrical system, I wasn't going to film it, right? I was just going to do the electrical, but I've had enough people say, please film it and go over it, that I probably will do a dedicated video to that. And that will probably be one of the last things that I do in Lucky 2.0. So gives me lots of time to get the last few things that I need. Whew. Oh, Nicole Michelle, thank you so much. I wish Penny was here, but she is tucked away nice and cozy in BC with mom and dad. I was gonna say her grandparents. That's weird. Whatever. Would love to see the electrical install. Yeah, exactly. Right. So I will do that. And I'll try to do it as entertaining as I do every other video. And you know how I'll hook everybody to make sure as many people watch it as I can. I'm gonna start it with a beautiful drone shot. I mean, I don't have a drone. Yeah, exactly. They should. It's silly. They should just why reach out. That's why I think it's like scam. It's just but I don't know what the scam would be. My old carpets. Oh, I still have my old carpets. Why would I cut them up? They're still good. I see what you're saying, though. Or do you mean like the rubber mats? Oh, thanks for writing me back now. Okay. Oh, hello, Vanetta McDonald. Welcome to the live chat. Well, it's 3 a.m. and well past my bedtime. Samster, thank you for being here. Enjoy your weekend. Great for run at pointer. For run at Coyote Point. I don't know. Kev Jones, I don't know what you're saying, sir. How old are the gumballs? That's a great question. I couldn't even begin to guess, sir. Anyways, yes, it is getting late for a lot of people. And you know what, everybody? The Airbnb have asked that quiet time be 9 p.m. And I have to get up bright and early and go get my little girl and take her to dance, which I'm very excited for. She's been in dance for a few weeks and I haven't been once yet. So I am looking forward to that. And it's bright and early in about 12 hours time. So I'm going to end this stream here. And I'm going to say thank you all so very much for watching. I do appreciate all of the incredible support. I'm very thankful that y'all are watching the videos and that we're able to have this sort of intimate conversations on these live streams like we do. So until the next one, everybody, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. Remember, only dead fish go with the flow. Enjoy your weekends and tally frickin' ho.